7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 346 of the Moto Aftermath Show. I'm your host, Travis. Want to welcome you all in. We got a bit of a different show this week here because we've upgraded technologies and we've got a nerd dork in the corner over here. We are now we're doing video podcasts with everybody across the country. This is like prestige worldwide, and it's going to be awesome. So this is going to be a fully call-in show here with a little bit of monologuing by myself. But with that being said, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to jump right into this. We're going to start our first guest of the day here, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Worx, always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. It's the one and only Johnny Hopper. What's up, buddy?
It was a wonderful intro, man. I'm impressed.
I do my best work off the top of my head. Don't you worry about that. Just ask the guys here; they will tell you. I can talk about anything for hours. So.
It was pre-recorded. It's okay.
Yeah, it might have been. So my goal this episode is going to be to not cry about anything, because that's what my Facebook comments have been telling me, and I'm currently actively in a chat here, being told that all I do is cry about everything. And this topic's actually perfect to talk to you about, because you actually have a media credential. So I've been getting absolutely shit on here in Facebook comments because I posted a reel about wanting to have the guys have to go to a media corral, whatever, similar to F1 after the race, right? Top 20 in outdoors, obviously main event guys for Supercross. And I've been getting destroyed. That it's ridiculous. It shouldn't be a thing. That, you know, like, it's going to take too long, all of the stuff. So give me your thoughts on this, because I appreciate the guys like Mathis and them who chase these guys down in the pits, but I also don't believe that should be a thing. We're a professional sport. Part of being a professional athlete is doing media post-race, or post-event, which would be post-race for us, which would be doing a media corral to tell your story. Or if someone has a question about, hey, what happened? Why? I mean, how many stories do we have of, like, we don't know what the hell happened to the guy, but he got 15th on the night in a Supercross, and he's normally a top 5 guy. But we don't know because they just fucking leave. So, thoughts on this, Johnny?
Gosh, that's not the question I thought you were going to open up to. So, I really like it. I mean, when I went to MotoGP, I thought it was very professional. Like, they had basically 7 tables set up in the media tent.
Okay.
And this, I mean, at the Circus of Americas, it's a nice, big old fancy building. So it's like a hotel lobby.
Mm-hmm.
And they just have all these different tables. And honestly, everyone on the grid showed up after the race. And it was just like one at a time, them with their media personnel, and everyone got 5 minutes. I thought it was perfect. I think that it works great. And then they still had the native press conference for the top 3, which was awesome. I think they need to bring back the damn press conference too, because if 2 guys don't like each other, or something happens during the race where one guy fell down and he got 3rd as opposed to winning it, you want to have that banter. You want to have that storyline to get these guys to talk. And when they're just singled out one-on-one, you don't really get a whole lot. You just get the same feeder stuff. And I'm not a big fan. This is why I don't do it. I just don't do it. After the race, I don't go chase down people in the pits while they're changing and loading up and trying to go home, trying to go to the hotel, trying to find a red eye back. I don't chase them down to be like, yo, here's a microphone. Are you pissed off about today? Like, no, I don't understand why guys in the media have done that. And they've done it for so long that I think it's just kind of second nature. But I talked to the owners of Moto America, last week when I was at Laguna Seca, and there was nobody at their press conference. I was pretty much the only one asking questions there too. And so I had a small 10-minute meeting with the guys, and I was going, yo, at Supercross, literally the press credential says that you are obligated to show up at these deals. And still nobody does it, nobody enforces it. And then now we're getting this whole like media band where there's potentially you're going to have to pay a fee to be able to go, and that's even if you're allowed to go, and all this weird stuff that's going on that of course people are going to, at least myself, just gonna switch gears and like innovate to whatever happens. But no, I to answer your question long-windedly, they absolutely should have a media corral. And truthfully, dude, if you were 10th place in a main event, your sponsors would absolutely fucking love it. That here they show up. And dude, even at MotoGP, like sometimes the 12th place guy, when he showed up, nobody had any questions for him. Nobody wanted to talk to him. I was kind of like, you know what? I kind of was watching the top 4 guys race, so I don't really have any questions for you. And then he just kind of stood around there for 5 minutes, and then he left. You know, but he was contractually obligated by Liberty Media and MotoGP to make that appearance. And these guys get paid a lot of money. I mean, in relatively to other sports on 2 wheels, motocross and supercross, they make the most money than any other 2-wheeled motorsport here in America. I'm not going to say around the world, because Mark Marquez and these guys are making 20 million plus. And even Lawrence is right around that 4, which is still astronomical money, but it's not on that level. But if you look at that compared to what a world-class Moto America rider is making, or a flat track rider, or a GNCC rider, or, you know, down the rabbit hole, they're the top dogs. So they 100% can show up to these things and have their tails in between their leg if something went wrong, and be able to answer hard questions. It's happened to me multiple times where guys want to not be around to be asked what actually happened. And when you go run into the pits, you have to have like a buddy system with them, basically, to like, hey, I'm your friend, you know, come talk to me. That's BS. The media and everything is there to represent the sport and to represent the fans, not have a friendly conversation with somebody. So yeah, I don't disagree. And as far as your comments go, I just think they might not completely understand.
They don't. They're all idiots,
scenario.
man. And to be honest, I've gone as far, and you and I kind of talked about this in our group chat. I've gone as far as like offering, like, hey, come on the show. You say I'm so stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff. Go ahead and come on the show and let's have a conversation. I don't care. I'll have you on. I'm not going to be combative. I won't go at you like, hey, you're an asshole or anything, until you become that point on the show. But like, none of these guys obviously will do it. So don't worry.
Well, I mean, they should, because that would make for that'd be your good clickbait there, dude,
bro,
for content.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Stay tuned after Johnny's off here, because we've got a special comments segment coming up here with screenshots and pictures of people and everything. It's really great. So
yeah, I don't know, dude. The last couple weeks I've been getting kicked in the teeth with my comments to it. It's just funny to read some of this stuff, because yeah, I mean, you take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
truthfully.
Did I lose any sleep over it? Absolutely not. Do I try to have conversations with some people and it goes nowhere? Absolutely. And I'm like, wow, that was such a waste of time. So, but we won't take up too much time with that stuff. So you went to Moto America. Shout out why'd that just do that? Shout out, by the way, because that one guy, I saw your video where he was like, hey, I watch all your stuff, man. I know exactly who you are. That one rider guy, like in the press conference or something.
Oh yeah, Cameron.
Yeah. So that dude, I thought that was cool. How is that compared to like, because like I know you've been doing all these, right? MotoGP, obviously, Moto America there, and then you do the Supercross and motocross stuff. So like obviously MotoGP is like top of the chain, and then motocross and Supercross. But like, where does the Moto America stuff fall in there? Like, I mean,
they're trying to do new things, right? They're trying to rebuild and make it more popular, because I was maybe a little too young. I mean, it was like right around the whole Jeremy McGrath era, where I think everything on two wheels was just super exciting and probably the lead of its time. Maybe that generation. And so this was like Nikki Hayden and these guys when Moto America, I think at the time it was called AMA Superbike.
Yep.
Was super hot. And then what I've heard is kind of the Daytona Motorsports Group kind of ran it into the ground, and then these guys bought it. And the cool thing about this is the guys that own it are previous riders themselves and MotoGP world champions. So that's an interesting thing, is like it's owned by riders. And so they're trying to make this sport survive, where I think from a topical view that some of the other sports are more looking at like just a bottom line type deal. So it's not near as popular.
Okay.
But the racing was good.
Yeah.
And truthfully, there's more money in the Moto America pit than there is in Supercross. And there's half as many teams.
Wow.
But it's just because those motorcycles are so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've got 4 or 5 super bikes that are $500,000 to a little bit more. Jesus. And, you know, I would have to estimate that the Eli Tomac's KTM is 6 figures, 100K to 200 is like roughly really what I see with the R&D on that stuff, because there's just not as much technology on those bikes, but there's still some very, very trick stuff on those motorcycles. But just bike for bike, the road racing stuff has so much electronics on it that cost so much. And I wish Moto was a little bit more open, because I believe they have more data than what they're showing, but I've yet to have them.
Oh, they do
actually.
Have you heard about the Honda traction control, the GPS traction control that they have? That's why they can get the starts and stuff. And that's why up until this year, the Lawrences have looked so good, because it like live or updates after every session, and basically will control the bike section by section for traction control wise with them. And that's what makes their starts so good, from what I understand, what I was told by Lil Birdie. Source told me.
Yeah, well, I mean, full traction control is still illegal in Moto.
Yeah.
But like in road racing, yeah, those bikes change in every sector. Every corner, it's a different motorcycle, because they control wheelie, they control lean angle, they control throttle sensors, they control torque, they control engine braking. I mean, it's a massive amounts of data that happens through, and it's not necessarily just the GPS, because the GPS can be messed up by clouds and everything, what they're telling me, but it's mainly by their transponders, because the transponders have got sectors and they can make a map basically with just the transponder, but then the GPS feeds off of it, and they've got multiple little computers on the bike that feed off of each other. In case one sensor goes down, then they can back up on something else. But literally, if the bike wheelies, the guy will keep the motorcycle pinned, and as opposed to 200 horsepower, it'll go to 175 right to where that front wheel drops, and then get them back to 100% horsepower. And so, yeah, I'd be interested to talk to Cameron and the guys at Honda to see if they have anything like that, and see what they say, if they say no or not. But truthfully, the rules state that they're not allowed to have that stuff just yet.
Yeah.
But if they do, I mean, it's hard not to think that they have something like that, Travis, because their bikes look so fucking good. And like,
dude,
dynamic
those starts are ridiculous.
Dynamic valving is also illegal. Like, even in MotoGP, it's illegal, but F1 is where literally they change the valving based on what's happening with the car itself. And then MotoGP does some similar to dynamic full auto suspension, almost like what a trophy truck is like.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to do that too, because it's so expensive, and they're trying to get more more teams to go up. And I don't know if you heard with like what Liberty Media is doing with MotoGP is they bought MotoGP for $4 billion.
Mhm.
What was it, like last year or something?
Yeah.
And now all the teams want to have a profit sharing with the series
Okay.
where they're like, hey, you guys are growing this bigger. We want a percentage of ownership.
Okay.
And Liberty Media, because that's how F1 works.
Yep. Yeah.
And Liberty said, nope. I mean, this is at least what I've heard, and I think there's a lot of validity involved, well, like truth to it, is Liberty said, nope, but we'll give every team $8 million so that it can kind of pay for you to get your bikes and stuff there, but you're capped. You're never going to make anything more than that. So I thought that was interesting that they were doing that compared to, and now that Moto 3 is going to go completely to all Yamaha. You know, I wonder what like the Honda team,
Oh, really?
the KTM team, because right now the Honda team, the KTM team, they're all using this like Carlask motors.
Okay.
So like in Moto 2 and Moto 3, they're all a spec motor,
Mm-hmm.
but they have different shrouds. So it maybe it's just going to be all Yamaha motors, but they're going to have Yamaha logos on the Honda and the KTM, which would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But right now it's all Triumph motors with those logos. So I don't know if things are going to change that much. But,
Interesting.
yeah. Anyway, that was
Cool.
a lot of-
All right, let's talk some moto stuff here. So, what's going on with these Lawrence brothers crashing all the time? Like, this is not the Jet and Hunter that I have seen for the last 2 years. Like Jet crashed 3 times yesterday, which I just scratch my head and go, "Oh my guy, what are you doing?" Like, why is this happening? What is going on here?
My unfiltered opinion is that everyone is riding to their peak. Like when you are riding to your limit, it's not a matter of when you crash, it's a matter of how bad you're going to crash. And at one point, Jet was able to get away with riding at 80% and win. And then if somebody got close to him, we would see glimpses of his full speed. But now that his brother is so good, his fitness is so good, his speed is pretty damn close to Jet's 100%. And yeah, you could say whatever there is with his foot, but like this is the new Jet.
Yeah.
He's going to have to learn how to adapt to this injury. You know, when I had Short on my podcast, he had the same injury and he said that, yeah, it fucking sucked. But you know what? After about 8 months, I was good. And Jet's past that 8 months. So I don't see if it's more of an injury issue with Jet, or if it's the fact that he's finally having to ride a full moto at 100% where he's never had to do that before. Because you've got Deegan, who is very well adapt to riding 100% the entire time. Like he'll ride over his head the entire time, and he seems to almost make less mistakes than the Lawrences. And I thought it was interesting that you had Jason Thomas saying like how perfect Lawrences are. They get good starts, they qualify good, and they don't make any mistakes. And I'm like, have you guys been watching the same shit we have? Since when was the last time you've seen a professional athlete go to false neutral? Like it just doesn't happen. But
Yeah.
Hunter gives away a win for that, and then there's the silly stuff that happened with Jet. No, that's not by coincidence. That's by these guys are pushing so hard that either the bike can't keep up with them or they're asking it to do things that it's just not possible to do. So therefore they're overriding the track and they fall down.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch. It's scary as shit to watch because of how fast even Prado and Deegan in that same conversation are going. But in order to beat Hunter, Jet has to ride to his limit and vice versa.
What do you think about Prado's season so far? Because is he like meeting expectations, exceeding expectations, or below expectations?
Dude, truthfully, I couldn't be any less happy with Prado. Like the fact that what he had with Kawasaki and then what he's doing currently, he's the only other guy really to lead a moto past the 20-minute mark. He did it at Redbud. He's gotten multiple hole shots before. He shows speed. He just doesn't have that like top gear where Prado's like willing to push the edge to where it just all falls apart on him. I mean, he did crash because Deegan ran into him at the start at Millville, but that's just because I warned everybody on my Track IQ video that, like, dude, this start is scary as fuck because it's tight, it's small, and
Most
it's gonna
dangerous start
push a
on
lot
the
of guys
circuit,
out.
right? Most dangerous start on the circuit, right?
One of them, I mean, if not the most, yeah. I mean, I thought Redbud was before they changed it, but
Yeah,
anyway,
Redbud
I
was
digress.
definitely, yeah. Before they
My
changed
point
it, you're
is,
right. Yeah, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
if you didn't have the Lawrences at their peak
Mm-hmm.
and Deegan right there, I mean, Prado would be running away with it. And I know that's kind of a cop out because you want to see all these guys race each other, but this has been a very competitive series all year long, especially in Supercross. And he was top performing in Supercross a lot of times, being the fastest qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't be happier with Prado. I mean, his late end motos don't really reflect at how fast he is, because he should have finished on the podium more often. And truthfully, he probably should have beaten the Lawrences a couple times, but he just got tired.
Do you question? I'm starting, and I've been getting slayed for this too a little bit. I'm starting to question a little bit, like, his MXGP titles, because, and what I mean by that is just like, how legit were they? You know, because it just, I don't want to say he's not meeting expectations this year. He's kind of like right where I guess I thought he'd be. But then, like, for as much shit as he talks and the confidence that he has, you would think it'd be better. Like, bro, you got off the bike you didn't like. You're on the bike you want to be on. I mean, he literally said in an interview last year, like, hey, if I was on a KTM, I would have won Southwick. And, like, bro, you weren't even close. You weren't even close. Until Lucas came up to pass you, like, you weren't even in the same ballpark. So, like, I don't know, man.
Comparison is the theft of joy, dude.
Yeah.
There's you don't question it whatsoever. I mean, him winning titles in 23 and 24 and in 18 and 19 against the best of the world at the time. I mean, the thing is, with the evolution of the sport, you create the Coonan brothers, you create the Lawrences, you create the Deegans.
Yeah.
Right? You being the best at your time, people are going to copy you and eventually surpass you. And that's sort of what's been going on. He's trying to ride differently because in GPs, you're not usually pushing that hard right off the bat. You kind of set into a pace, and those tracks are hard pack and very gnarly, and you ride different because you have all day Friday, racing on Saturday, then motos on Sunday. It's different than, you'll look at the track for 10 minutes on Friday and then you just go do fucking everything on Saturday. It's a totally different mentality. And then our tracks are non-comparable to what you see overseas. And that's why I think Coonan and them only came for ones that they thought were closest to some of the GP tracks with Lakewood and Southwick. I mean, you show up at the tracks that you're going to think that you can do the best at.
Yeah.
So long-winded answer, no, dude. And there is a lot to be said by when you get knocked down. It's sort of, I kind of want to call it a cognitive bias, but I'm going to kind of change it and call it like the Chase Sexton effect, where you are so good, but then when shit goes so bad, you start losing confidence, and then you start questioning everything around you, and you start changing everything, and you start messing with settings and all this stuff, when truthfully, it's more or less just suck it up and go out there and perform and get through whatever you're getting through. And that's what he's doing. I mean, again, by no happenstance, he's a solid fourth place guy, beating champions like, I mean, Webb, what was it, 2018 when he won MXGP here?
When he beat Hurlings. He beat Hurlings. No, it was North Carolina, because it was at Charlotte,
something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, just fast as fuck. Like Prado is beating some of the best guys around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't subscribe to that at all. And honestly, Prado got a lot of my respect after A1 when I talked to him, and he just was very candid. He was like, Johnny, fuck, I just gotta show up, and I'm not gonna run away to Europe. I've got rides I could go, and I believe when it comes to motocross, they've got more resources, and those bikes are a little bit more on the prototypes. Even though whenever I talk to the factories, they say that the only thing that's different is the fuel. I don't believe that either. But yeah, and him getting that massive 75% paycheck, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
And he's building himself back up. And at this point is the top American rider. I mean, on American team. I know he's a Spaniard, but over Tomac. Tomac came back, was 10th and 9th. Looked like he was sort of just getting his feet back wet. But or could be even a little scared, because of him falling down. I mean, that stuff, you got to ride through that. And him and his age, he's not the same.
Yeah.
But
yeah. All right, man. Well, look, we said 30 minutes. I appreciate you giving me the 30 minutes. I know you got stuff going on. So before your wife gets mad and comes on there and starts yelling at me, because I know she's a wonderful lady, but a firecracker all at the same time.
Oh yeah, a little hot Latino. Yeah.
That Latin attitude will definitely get you in trouble. So, but thank you for coming
thanks,
on,
Brad.
man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Fun thing you should go check out and discuss on your show tomorrow would be the Chase Sexton interview with Steve after the race, because I believe that that's going to create a shitstorm here. So, go have a listen to that, and I'll look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about that tomorrow, because it's interesting.
Oy vey. Yeah, normally I don't look at anything that...
I know, but go listen to it. It's very, you'll like it. It's going to create a shitstorm here. You just watch. It's going to create a shitstorm. So, but that's me crying about stuff. But anyway, thank you. Get back to your family there. Appreciate it, man. We will see you on the next one. Johnny Hopper, everybody, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us there. Johnny had very limited time. In fact, he actually double booked there. So yeah, he was the joke of him being in trouble was only slightly a joke. Not that he's in trouble, but whatever.
He might be in trouble.
He might be in trouble. You never know.
We have no idea what's going on off camera.
You never know. So anyway, so we will, like I said, this is going to be a bit of a different show here, because we have, obviously Johnny was on. We are going to have Daniel Blair coming up here in about 30 minutes. We are going to have Kevin Moranz come on to finish the night out here. And in between, like I said, I'm going to be monologuing here, kind of like we're doing here. So as long as we're into our 450, our usual 450 time here, which would be with Gutter Works, we'll just run down this top 20 list here. So first off, Hunter Lawrence goes 1-1. Great race by Hunter. He had no idea he won. He thought Jet was just way out in front, and okay, great. Hunter's got Jet's number at this point. So until Jet's ankle either gets 100 times better or something else, it's going to be a situation of, this is what we're kind of going to see. We're going to see them go back and forth, and I believe this title will come right down to it, barring something crazy happening to either one of them. But that's what we're kind of looking at there. Second place, Hayden Deegan goes 4-2 on the day for second overall. Down in the first corner again in that first moto there. Has to come from like 40th back to 4th. Now, I've seen some Discord out there talking about the guy picking, the Yamaha guy helping him pick the bike up in the first corner and kind of brush the dirt off or whatever. I know that the rules say whatever. Whether it's in the rule book or not, and I'm not 100% sure if it is, there is a rule that in the first corner there, all of the teams have guys that stand there, all of them. And if they do go down in the first corner, those guys are allowed to go out on the track and help pick the bike up and get the guys off the track. So anybody out there, as the resident Deegan hater here, okay, that guy helping him in the first corner is totally fine. It's totally legit. All the teams do it. No one's saying anything. You're not going to see a penalty report. It's fine. Okay. It's not a penalty. the rules that you're doing there, like it talks about like 51C, like the one I saw or one of the couple I saw talks about like the 51 cc's the parents can help. That's amateur rules. That's not pro rules. In the pro ranks, all of those teams have guys in the first corner that can help get them up in pro motocross. Okay, Supercross, they don't do it as much because they don't let people out on the floor like that, but for motocross it happens. Jet goes 2.5 on the day for third overall. That really should have been a 2-1 for first overall, but, you know, crashes happen. It is what happens. I think he got a little distracted by Oldenburg there. We'll see what other people are thinking as we go, but yeah, that it is what it is with Jet, okay? The ankle's only going to get marginally better at this point during the season, so we'll just have to wait and see if they can make a bike change or he can make some sort of adjustment to his training to get a whole bunch better. RJ goes 3.4 for fourth overall, brings his practice suspension ? There's some things there. I'm digging a little bit more as to the practice suspension, but there are some things there. But great ride for him. Barsha goes 5.8 for fifth. Ducati making some sweeping changes this week on the bike, chassis and suspension wise. So that was a great ride for Barsha. We're back and we're there. Prado goes 13.3 for sixth overall. Issue that first moto, obviously. Deegan goes down, bumps him off the track. And yeah, that's what happens. You know, Prado's just not a guy that's going to rip through the pack. Okay, that's not what we're going to get out of Prado. Dylan goes 7.9 for seventh. No idea, I didn't see Dylan all day. Benny goes 10.10 for eighth. That's a really good finish for Benny. And this is the kind of finishes that I kind of would expect out of Benny. Like, Benny's been having a rough go, so this is good. This is really good. And again, this is where Benny should be at, somewhere that 8 to 12, 8 to 15 range, I would say. If he gets back farther than that, it's just a rough day for Benny. And to be honest, Benny has some bad luck when it comes to riding, so whatever. Marchbanks goes 15.6 for ninth. No idea what happens to Marchbanks. Haven't listened to any interviews. I'm sure they're out there. I'll see what I can find. Maybe on the Wednesday show we'll get to discuss, but we'll see. Jordan Smith goes 14.7 for 10th. That's a good ride. Tomac makes a triumphant return, goes 9.12 for 11th. I'm with Johnny on this one. He looked like he was just getting his feet wet, okay? I'm not sure he was fully ready to come back by how that performance was, but racing's the best way to come back to racing. So, okay. Cornelius Tondal, a.k.a. Corndog, goes 12.11 for 12th. Cairoli goes 6.39 for 13th. He had some sort of crash or something, he said, the second moto. So Valentin Guillot goes 16.13 for 14th. Webb goes 8.25 for 15th. Steven Rubini from France goes... Stupid fly, dude. It's annoying. Steven Rubini goes 18.15 for 16th. Mark Phineas may have had the interview of the year, dude, talking about his comeback. And man, dude, I just turned around, there was Tomac, and next thing I knew, I was pulling away from him. Like, dude, the interview of the year, Phineas goes 11.37 for 17th. So obviously he had an issue that second moto. Lorenzo Lacrucio goes 17.17 for 18th. Mitchell Harrison goes 21.14 for 19th. And Devin Simonson rounds out our top 20, go 19.16 for 20th overall. Let's see here. Any honorable mentions? Harrop broke his nose. That's why he went out there in that crash. He got boom, douched in the face, broke his nose. So he hopefully should be back. But he goes 40-40 for 40th. Michigan's own Jace Kessler goes 37-31 for 37th. And Kyle Petrie, also from Michigan, goes 36-36 for 38th. And that's your 450 recap there. The only other thing I have to say, we'll go back to the Deegan here, as far as 450s go. Dude, the press conference, calling Jet Little Bro. Little Bro didn't want to turn right. Little Bro turned right, dude. He just drove it in there. Again, this is on the Deegan train here. This is just, you can't bully the 450 guys around. Like, sorry to tell you, you can't bully the 450 guys around. So you thought you were going to drive into that first corner and he wasn't going to drive in on the inside like that. and he drove in on the inside. Like, you weren't really ahead of him, dude. He literally body checked you side by side. So it wasn't like he should have shut off. You guys were dead even. So it was just who was going to shut off. You thought he was going to. He's not. Newsflash, welcome to the 450. And so guess what? Yeah, dude, big bro body checked the shit out of you, and you started in 40th. Maybe you should have fucking shut off. I don't know what to say, man. Whatever. Anyway, that was the only thing I got with Hayden, really. Outside of that, he rode great yesterday, man. He rode really great. That second, like I said, is a little inflated because of jet crashing, but outside of that, great day, man. That 40th to 4th ride was sick. He was really putting in a push that last 10 minutes. That was really some really good riding there. So, and that has been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. I'm going to kill this effing fly. This guy's annoying. It's not working. Anyway. All right. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to any of our members that are watching. Dreadful, I see you in there. And yes, that was the one and only Mr. Hopper on there. So yeah, so we'll jump into our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here before we get Daniel Blair on the phone here in just a little bit. Complete Racing Solutions, make sure to check out the arm pump modules they have on there. Over 1,000 riders have taken these, have watched and studied these arm pump videos and things like that they have going on there to learn how to reduce and eliminate arm pumps. So make sure to go check those out. You can buy a full pack, you can buy 2, you can buy individual modules. The cheapest way to do it is to buy them all at the same time. So go check those out. CompleteRacingSolutions.com, link in the description down below. Okay, halftime report here. So biggest thing in halftime report here is we are going to go over our Armory Reload rant. Seth, you got this hooked up here?
I didn't get the chance to because he joined like immediately. We had to go immediately. So.
All right, that's fine. We don't need the visuals. It's not a problem.
Well, I have them like I can put them up right now.
So it's fine. It's whatever. I'll just rant. We're just monologuing. We don't even need visuals.
I'll probably just edit in later.
It's fine. It's whatever. Okay. So all right. So been getting tore up in the comments here on a lot of my Facebook reels and my Instagram reels here. Let me just inform any future whatever's number one, if you come at me, I will ask you to come on the show, because if you're so smart, I want to hear you come on the show. Number two, if you guys think that commenting on my reels in a negative way and calling me names and saying just really obnoxious shit to me is going to make me stop, good luck. I'm too fucking dumb to stop. That's all there is to it, man. I've tried to have some conversations with some of you guys. You guys are idiots. To be really fair with you, you guys are idiots. There was one guy the other night that could not stop using the term douchebag, little bitch, and my show sucks. 2 hours. I'm not even kidding you guys. Between comments and private messages, I went back and forth with the guy for 2 hours. And all he could tell me were the same 3 things. I'm douchey. I'm a douchebag. My show sucks. Oh, he did tell me that was the problem. I'm everything that's wrong with motocross, because I want the guys to go to a press conference. There's something wrong with me. I don't understand that either. Like the amount of hate I'm getting because I want the guys to do press conference. I guess I don't understand that. So like, what the fuck? Like, I understand that like some of you guys don't care beyond watching the race. You will watch the race and that's it. But like, outside of that, okay, sweet, dude. Like, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But does that mean, I don't know. Like, my theory on this is we're professional sport. When you're a professional sport, you're required to do media. We don't have that requirement. It's a bit of baffling to me at this point as to how we're trying to grow the sport and everything, but we don't have a requirement for media requirements for these guys. So yeah, that's again, if you think that you're going to make some shitty comment that's going to make me stop, good luck. We're still going to do the show. People watch it all the time. I've got members, super fans, people that pay me to do the show. So your comment's not going to make me stop. I'm sorry that your life has basically amounted to nothing, and like the only little bit of joy you get is by talking shit to someone online. I don't know. Like I said, if you feel that way and you want to come on the show, the door's open. There's lots of people. I can read names. Let me just read some names here. Nate Stuckey, you're the first one on my list. If you would like to come on the show, you're more than welcome, because I've got tons of stuff that you and I could talk about. Let's see here. Who else? Chris Debowski, you're a douche. You can come on the show also. No problem. Let's see. I don't know, man. Who is that other guy? There was another guy here. And yeah, I'll call names. I don't care. You guys all know my name. Let's see here. Oh, Will Hickey. Yeah, you also. Let's see. What else do we got? And yeah, guys, by the way, y'all are going to be internet famous at some point here, because at some point y'all are going to hit me at the right time, and I'm going to have freaking, James Hornsby. Yeah, like all of you guys all suck, by the way. And you guys are all pussies too, because you won't come on the show and actually have a conversation. You guys will talk a bunch of crap in the comments, but when I'm saying, hey, come on the show, let's do a video call, let's air it out. Like, if you've got some good idea that I'm not thinking about, I'm totally fine with you coming on the show and telling me, hey, this is my great idea, what do you think? And I'll tell you, hey, I think it's great. Hey, I think it sucks, whatever. But none of these guys will. So haters will hate. Newsflash, I slept 8 hours last night. So I know you guys are like, Deegan, you're in my head. It's terrible. They seem in my head, Seth?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You got more sleep than me.
I feel fine. Like, so yeah, so these guys cracks me up though. Maybe one day we'll do a members thing where all we'll do is we'll just put the comments on the screen and kind of show everybody what we have here, because yeah, you guys this is insane. So anyway, Holster Co. Reload Rant. The Armory by Holster Co. Make sure to check them out for all your things that go boom, boom, bang, bang. Thanks to Nano X Treme, Gutter Worx, Complete Racing Solutions, The Armory, Flo Racing, TLR Coatings. Thanks to Johnny for coming on. We've got Daniel Blair coming up next. Dreadful, you're not coming on the show, man. You're not coming on the show. Jeez Louise. Everybody wants... It's amazing. You would not believe I have now offered the show up to 4 different people this week who have 4. None of them... Chris Labuski, I don't know, dude. He's some big fat guy, okay? Like, let me fat shame. I don't care. Everybody hates people on the internet anyway, so I might as well fat shame him. He's some dude. By the way, if you do make shitty comments, I will go look you up on Facebook. I will go look you up. I will screenshot the absolute worst picture you have on your Facebook page for when I do decide that I'm going to do something shitty with it. They'll know exactly who you are. And I've got some good ones. It's funny. I got a phone full of pictures of guys now, which is a little gay, but whatever.
That's a little gay.
Yeah, shut up, Seth. Anyway, yeah. But no, Dreadful, you're not coming on the show, bro. But we appreciate the support. You're doing it. You're on the show right now. You're commenting. I'm reading your comments. Yeah, Deegan really thinks people are scared of him, like all these guys in my comments section. It's all Facebook, too. That's the weirdest thing. It's all Facebook. Facebook fucking sucks sometimes. Anyway, all right, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to get DB on the line here, and then, we will come back with Daniel Blair. So we will be right back. And we're back. On the phone with us now, it's the one, the only, Mr. Daniel Blair. DB, thanks for joining us, bud.
Yeah, man. How are you guys doing over there in Aftermath country?
Well, it's a lot less smoky than it's been this week. We had the Canada wildfire smoke here, and it was bad. Like, I don't know if it drifted far enough to get to you guys at all, which is doubtful, but like I couldn't see okay. There's about a 10-acre, maybe 12-acre field across the street from my house. I couldn't see the power lines in the back of that on Thursday and Friday. That's how smoky it was. So
it's from Canada? Is that what this is coming down?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's why I was a little nervous actually about the race yesterday, because it was like coming down in that direction. I'm like, dude, if it is this bad, they're not going to be, there's no way they can have those guys race. Like, no way. It is terrible. We had an air quality of, and I think the higher the number it is, the worse it is. We had an air quality on like Friday morning of like over 1,000. It was terrible. So like today it's like 158. It's still, there's a bit, but it's nothing compared to what it was. So it was,
So the winds blew it away. So we got an awesome race. That's the good news. Cause I thought Millville was pretty sick. I left thoroughly entertained. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but dude, between the 250 Moto 1 start and chaos, and then whenever you see different guys up front in a different position than normally, I like it because it's just different. Like Manir leading, he hasn't really done that.
That's my favorite guy.
Dude, he's awesome. And then Mosman and Juju were like, that was such a sick battle. So we got good racing out of a day that I was with you. I was watching that stuff going, man, I hope this doesn't affect everything. And it looked pretty good down there on race day.
What did you think of those changes to Mount Martin?
Well, can I tell you what I thought going in first?
Yeah, please.
I was pissed going in. I'm like, don't take that out. Like I love like iconic pieces of the track. And that one to me, other than the sand whoops, is one of them. That track has a few different kind of iconic spots. And when I heard they were doing that, and I'm seeing video, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was actually like kind of mad. And now after watching the race, dude, they actually pulled it off. It was actually really good. The 90s, the first 90 with the cut up, like the Juju Mosman pass really like sold it for me late in that first mode. I'm like, all right, okay, this works. And then Manir, he was on the bad end of a lot of passes at the bottom of the hill, just bad setup. I actually thought it worked, and I'm not mad because I was planning on blowing the Martins out on my YouTube show for making a terrible decision. And then it actually was really good, and the track was prepped awesome. A lot of passing. To me, it was, I would say, probably the best national of the year so far for me.
Did you see those rollers they had on Friday? The like 353 shit they had going on? Because Alex Martin was talking about they were huge. And then I saw some videos from like Friday, and I was like, oh, wow. Because it really was like, when I started watching qualifying yesterday, I was like, holy crap, they flattened those things, because he was not kidding. They were 353s, and I'm like, that's not sand rollers. Can we please go, like as you said, the sand rollers there are iconic. Can we please get the sand rollers back, please? Because that's what I need in my life is sand rollers. Stew status.
I thought it turned out good in the second set, how it had the big single that they would kind of leap into and jump. I really thought they did a few things that we've all been asking for. I believe it's the riders have. You see them online. They're the ones talking and chirping all the time on Instagram now. But slow it down, make it a little bit more technical. It makes racing better. And I thought they slowed that track up just enough and recreated it in a way that was sick. I mean, I thought there was good passing for most of the day. I mean, that first 250 moto was really cool. And then Deegan obviously was really fun to watch at 450 Moto 1. He was passing whoever he got to immediately, but that's because he was going 5 seconds a lap faster. But that to me was an improved Millville, because that track usually doesn't pass very well. It ends up being a little single file, and whatever they did, it worked. So shout out to the Martins. I thought it was killer.
Yeah, for sure. I probably could have done without that double in the middle of the downhill there, where you turn 90 and hit or Jet crashed.
Jet's double.
Yeah, I probably could have done without that, because I don't feel like that really did much. But outside of that, no, I thought the rest of it was good, and a little bit safer coming down that hill as opposed to 70 miles an hour for 1,000 feet.
I think so too, but I always liked the uphill because it was just power up the hill. But at the same time, Washougal already has an uphill that's kind of its thing. So to me, the uphill part of Mount Martin was never as meaningful as the down, because guys would go down that and just send down that thing, and it was always fun, but a little on the sketchy side. So I was surprised that they were able to move things around and get what they wanted out of that. I'm assuming they obviously opened up the lap time a little bit. I don't know if this is true. I heard they were doing that in an attempt to get the Motocross of Nations. Maybe they're trying to get the lap a little longer. I don't know if that's true or not. Someone said that, and I picked up on it and kind of moved on. But if that's the case, whatever it was, it worked. It was awesome. And the dirt was prepped great. I know it was hot, but at the same time, like, it was just again, best national of the year so far for me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk 250s there, because you've obviously got a ton of kids in there that you've worked with, acquired, whatever you want to call it, over the years there. Which, by the way, your guy Manir, dude, that kid, anything to get him on camera more talking, because talk about a kid that can actually speak. Your guy Cole Davies, great racer, terrible talk. But Manir, dude,
Yeah, we're not growing there much.
no, there's not. Davies, we're like, man, dude, on track, this guy's killer. Can Manir talk for him? Because if we could do that, oh my God, we're in it. But Manir, dude, awesome and great day. I mean, whole shotting, leading motos. Yeah, I mean, and like, what's going on with the 250 class here? Because no one wants to win this title. Like, you get the red plate, you're gonna get shit on.
I haven't done the math, and I do this every once in a while when I just kind of want to dive in on a certain number. But this has to be the lowest amount of points through 7 rounds in decades. I mean, Kitchen's your points leader, and he's got a big points lead, and he has not had a great season. So the math is really weird in that class. But as far as Caden goes, dude, he's just like that. So back in the day, he was out in South Carolina with me out here, and his mom and dad and me and my wife went out, and we actually made him babysit all the kids here. And when we got back, my son was complaining because Caden was so out of control as the babysitter that he's the one who needed to be babysat. And he's just wild. He's a big kid, goofy kid, super high energy. But then he does his interviews like on the broadcast, and he's just very proper and well spoken. But the other side of him is out of control. And I love the range in his personality. I think he's riding great right now. He's proving what I always thought in him was that he was going to be a great pro. And even though he came over here and definitely made an impact right away at that first combine, it seemed like Star's decisions in the beginning were really slow with him. And I know for a fact it was kind of tough for them to actually put up with, because they were like, we're ready, but nothing seemed to be accelerating at the pace that he was actually ready for. So it's a little delayed, but I guess it's fine and on time because he is breaking out and he's 4th in points now, leading motos, getting 3rd. Like, he is the complete package. And as you saw in Supercross, you got a 5th at his very first one in Denver too.
Yeah.
So this isn't a one-trick pony who's good outdoors only. I think Cole and Caden have proved they are both good at the other one that they weren't expected to be good at. That's because they are complete packages. Both of them are phenomenal.
Yeah,
Truly
he's
phenomenal.
I said it last week on the show. He's going to be a big problem for the 250 class here moving forward. Like, Davies is a monster, and like Manir is shaping up like that very quickly, in my opinion. One quick fun story about Manir too. So back in whenever he came over for that first combine at Ironman, I had a video of him racing that, and I posted it, and I think I posted like tag the rider, because I had no idea who he was, right? Like most of those combine kids. And I believe he was the first one to comment on it like 5 minutes after I posted. It was like, oh, that's me. Hey. And I was like, oh, okay, what's up, man? So like, just crazy that all those years ago, whatever it was, 3, 4, 5, whatever it was now, and now he's doing this. Pretty great to see.
Hey.
Pretty interesting. So, and he follows us. Didn't know that till the other day either. So that was fun.
Let me tell you a fun story about him too, and Cole. So when Cole left Gas and went to Star, obviously I've been public about this. I was so bent. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was mad. But I had Caden in the wings waiting to come over and do the combine. And that first moto, Cole's first race on Star, and Caden just absolutely laid the wood. And I was like pretty happy because I was like, you know what? I gotcha. And it was funny because we were down at the podium, and Cole's dad, Wayne, and Caden's dad, Dylan, were all buddy, as were Cole and Caden, because they actually raced each other when they were kids. So they already had a history in Australia, and here they are in the U.S. Davies goes on to win the overall that day. Manir was 3rd overall, I believe, but won the first moto.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there with these two dads, and I'm like, man, what a rad story to be in the middle of. Like, they were both my guys, and I lost one of them, and at least I got this one. And then that one left for the same freaking team. And I'm overall like so grateful for the experience I had with them. I'm happy for them no matter what. But that was a really tough time for me because I was like, I was digging and finding these kids, man. And then to see what they're doing now, I'm so proud of them. My tail is still between my legs a little bit just because I felt like I felt like I was trying to build something for the future with the team that I was working for. And but overall, it's more about them than me. So I'm just glad to see what they're doing, and not only them, but Juju Bomer too. Like I think it was High Point. Maybe they went 1, 2, 3 in a moto, and I'm like, man, I signed all those kids in 10 months, and it's like they're all growing up, and I feel old.
That's fine.
It's cool.
It's
cool.
fine. So, speaking of teams, you guys signed Max Anstey last week in a kind of surprise situation there. How does that all come about? Like, he says, "Hey, Star, I want to ride World Supercross." They say, "Absolutely effing not." He goes, "Okay, sweet, I'm gonna leave," and he calls you guys, or
I mean, super weird and super fast. We actually had talked to him, and not to him, but Justin Brayton's his agent, and we reached out. I'm tight with Brayton, really tight with him, as is Brandon at club. And we reached out probably in March or April just to get a gauge on availability, and it was like he wasn't in our range price wise. He was just outside of the league of where we were at the moment, and he was going to re-sign with Star. That's what we always thought. Everybody thought he was going to re-sign there, but apparently somehow in the discussion, he was going to do World Supercross and they were going to allow it like the year before, but then it became not available and they weren't going to let him do it at all. And maybe his extension was dependent on him choosing one or the other. And he loves World Supercross, straight up. Like, it's part of his life. He's the defending champ. He makes great money there. He's foreign. So for him, he actually has said to me, I feel responsible to help the sport grow outside because I'm from the outside. So I think it hit him in a lot of ways, obviously financial, but maybe a little on the emotional side too, because he cares about the series. And so I started looking at other options, and Rick Ware Racing, who we have a partnership with, needed somebody because Cody Schock had gotten hurt and won't be back in time for World Supercross. So Rick Ware is where it actually all began. They wanted him to pair up with Devin Simonson on our bikes and Cooper Webb and Justin Hill, because they're really going after that team title. It matters a lot to the teams in World Supercross to win the team title. So they went hard at him, and I get a phone call, and it's like, hey, this is going to happen. So he's going to probably be on your bike anyway. But what do you think about him joining you guys on the American side? And it's like, we never thought that was available. What's it look like? And that's where I got to probably be quiet here and just say the negotiations began with Brayton and I. We went back and forth a little bit, pieced it together. And then he signed his termination with Star, and we're like, oh, this is like now. Like, we were kind of thinking this is maybe going to be in October-ish, you know what I mean? But we're like, this is now. And 72 hours after that, he was on the property, signed the contract, and he was club. And it was like that. It was the raddest piecing together of all time. And sometimes things just get kind of lucky and work out, and they have. And he's on the property, he's riding, he's testing. He's going to Calgary with Rick Ware. We're sending some staff from our side to go with him just to make sure that that debut on our bike goes right. So it's an all-in thing and a perfect venture, shared partnership with Rick Ware and us to make this whole thing happen. And we got ourselves a race winner. Happened like that.
So I'm going to ask a question, and it's okay to say no comment, just because this is where my brain goes. So then, like, because you kind of said that, like, you guys weren't sure you could afford him or whatever. So then is, like, Rick Ware, like, covering the salary or part of it? Is that how, like, is that split?
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right.
Yeah, there's a split there, but what comes with that is some responsibility on our end to take on a few of Rick Ware's sponsors, because Rick, he's got NASCAR. He's got a lot of things all packaged into one. So to get his sponsors more reach, I guess you would say, we make that available in the American Supercross side of things. So it's like the raddest partnership ever. It's like, hey, he's like, we'll help you with areas that you can't handle, but you got to help us grow our sponsorship in other areas. So we'll have a little bit of Rick Ware Racing involved into our program next year and kind of like expanded on that partnership. So it honestly, it's the raddest, craziest, never thought this would be pieced together puzzle that ever happened, and good for everybody, and especially good for Max, because essentially he gets what he wants. He gets to stay on a Yamaha, which he wanted. He gets to go to World Supercross, and luckily for us, he shows up on our bike day one, and he's like, this is better than I thought. And I'm like, well, that makes me feel good. And he's like, well, I signed anyway, so we're good to go no matter what, but this is better than I thought. So everybody is really stoked right now how this whole thing worked out.
Interesting. Super interesting. Do you guys still have First Form on there?
Yep.
Are they going to be in a bigger role moving forward at all, or is there discussion of that, or are you guys still just kind of on that, I don't want to call it bottom, but like base level with them? Because you and I have talked about this a little bit here and there. So Are we talking? Are we gonna expand maybe with them? Because that's a big ass company. So
we'll see, and that's the hope, of course. But our relationship with them is really good in more levels than just the race team. They're involved with the facility. We got a new gym opening up. There's like a whole like we actually sell product to all the kids in the facility through the new gym. So like our partnership with them is more expansive than a logo, and we would love to see it grow. We're in negotiations and talks with them at all times, really, on what the future may hold, because it's not really a sponsorship. There's more to it with them, and it's a rad one. So I would like to say, they probably grow with the program next year. That would be my guess.
How does that come about? Do you guys like reach out to them and say, hey, we've got this motocross team? Is there someone there that's into moto and they're like, oh, let's see where we can get in type deal? Like, how does that work?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, that's a weird story in itself that actually plays a role in why I'm even at club. So, at one point years ago, KTM and club were in talks to maybe do something on the team side. And through those conversations, that's how I met club. And through those conversations, that's how club met the First Form guys. It was just relationships. It's all networking. So everything's always kind of being pieced together through networking conversations. And all that at one point was looking like it might be something. And then it actually never really got off the ground and it ended. But First Form was so impressed with club. They were like, we want to be a part of it. This is an incredible place. We would love to be a part of it. And then essentially when I was done with KTM, let's see, 3-4 months later, Brandon calls me and was like, dude, I would like you out here. So I end up showing up and First Form is already part of the deal. So it's like a weird old story that never really got going, but then got going later on and it all kind of tied together. So cool. So that's how that one all happened. That was years ago is when those relationships kind of all started.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was very shocked when I saw that on the side of the truck. I was like, oh, holy shit. That's not what I would expect at all. So definitely,
that's cool.
Definitely not whatever they say. Endemic sponsor. Is that what it is? What am I thinking here? The in industry sponsors, I guess. I can't think of the actual word. It's because I'm stupid, but that's okay. Anyway. All right. So back to 250s here. It is. So do you think Kitchen will win this title? Can he do it? Like, I mean, I don't know what's happening in the 250 class. My thoughts on the 250 class for the whole year have been since Paula to say, hey, we'll see y'all at Ironman, and I'll let you know what I think of it when we get through Moto2 at Ironman, because that's when we're going to know. And it hasn't stopped since then. Every time I think we're getting somewhere, it stops, or it just changes.
This is the effects. This is the post-Deegan effect, which is, I mean, it was wide open in all reality. I mean, I do think Kitchen and Shimoda probably are your two that should be winning this thing. Joe was starting to get going. Maybe he was going to take the reins there. Kitchen now has it. I mean, if we're being honest, he's got a 24-point lead, so it's kind of his now. But those two were supposed to kind of run in there and take it once Hayden left, but they both just had their issues, left the door open. Hammaker was the first to step in it. Cole steps in it. Now Juju all of a sudden is waking up, and if he doesn't have a bad red bud, he's maybe the points leader right now too. So it is a weird reaction to when someone who dominates leaves. Everyone just starts throwing everything at it, and usually it's like a big kaboom out of it. So I don't think it's settled. I think Cole Davies is the best in the class for sure. He's the only one that's won multiple motos like back to back. He's won double the amount of anybody. So he is the best one, but he has things happen like Southwick first moto, which was his mistake. This weekend, it was Carson Wood, his own teammate hits him, then the bike goes out. Like, these things have happened that have allowed him to not really take the reins too. So I'm with you. We'll see at Ironman. I can't predict because anyone that gets out front seems to like really blow it.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but it's fun.
Have you seen this slow-mo of that first turn crash? Like,
oh, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kitchen. It's kicked, like roundhouse kicked
body
by Dudney.
Body check, dude.
And
then hits the wall. It's like a hockey check. He gets hit by the dude and then hits the dirt wall. And I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't.
It is. And if you watch that video from the back shot, Kitchen's he's trying to split the gap. He thinks he could just get by it. And right as he's about to go through, Dudney comes in with the roundhouse, like Jackie Chan, dude. Bam! And just rocks him. And again, it created a different look up front, which is always fun when people that aren't up there often are up there because they do cool things when they got a shot.
Yeah.
That's what we saw.
And Juju blew his load that first moto, right? That's why the second one was so okay. All right. As long as we're all on the same page.
Well, Well, he came back late and kind of made another run at it. So I do think he's pretty strong. He prides himself on his fitness, so I think it's there. But I do think he poured all of it out Moto 1, then recovered to just be pretty good Moto 2. When I typically think he's actually pretty strong in both motos, but I you said it. He used all of it in Moto 1, and it was worth it. He got the Moto win, and that's what got him the overall if you look at the math. So well, not really, because the math got real goofy with Hymas. What, 9-1 for 2? I mean, that's
9-1 for
we
second.
don't see those often.
No, but welcome to 2026 250 class, which we can round off this segment here with Hymas, because like didn't have Hymas winning a moto on my bingo card. Like he could have got a third and I'd have been like, meh, okay, that makes sense. But to win and like he kind of dominated that moto, that threw me off because he's just been kind of nowhere all year. So
yeah, well, I had him being a contender. I thought he was going to be legitly in it because he's bounced back from injuries so many times very well that I thought, why not again? But this one, I think, did take him a little longer. I think he's just building the foundation, probably doing things right. So I actually went in with high expectations, then lost all of them, and then he kind of overproduced this weekend. So I'm not exactly sure what and where he is all the way. Like, throw a dart around 4 or 5, probably overall. But you never know. You get a win like that. Next thing you have a good week when you win. And so he may go to Washougal and if he goes 1-1 there, then okay, he is woken completely back up. But I expected this in the beginning and then lost trust really in the beginning because he didn't show up. So it's been a tough summer, but it is coming around for him, and he's elite.
Yeah.
So he'll be back.
Yep. All right, one more thing before I let you go here. The Deegan effect here with everything, like I guess the question I'm going to ask is he exceeding expectations, meeting expectations, or above expectations for the year so far in the 450 class, I guess?
Are you asking me my expectations or sports expectations?
No,
because,
I don't want to know what the bedbugs think, because the bedbugs think he's going to win, and and they're probably siding with him that Jet purposely took him out in the first corner, which is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Little bro didn't turn right. Did you hear Hayden?
Dude, I've listened to it going, he just can't help himself. Oh my God.
He can't, but I love it. He's a gift. He's an absolute gift for us all. So my expectations coming in are being met 100% dead on. I said he would be good. He wouldn't be great because he needs a year on that 450. That's a brand new chassis. They don't have years of history on that bike. So they're learning like he is in a class that is loaded with bad dudes. Like he is legitimately the third best guy. Yep. Now he's popping in the seconds when the opportunity presents itself, and he'll get a fourth too if he gets a bad start or comes from freaking last. No, he is absolutely dead on hitting the mark. And I think he's going to be better next year. I think next year they're in real trouble, but this year, this is what it was supposed to look like. Like, look, Hunter is the best he's ever been. Jet is obviously knocked off of alien status, so they're pretty dang close. Hayden's below that, probably a little bit around Jorge, but maybe a little stronger as he's proven. And that's exactly where I thought he would be in the first year because he's just learning, and that's what he does. He's always very smart and a little off in year one, but he just takes it and he just chips away. And then he comes around smarter and better every time the next time by. So, and here's a prediction for Supercross. It's going to be a little messy in there. He's going to be good. He's going to be bad. He's going to have weird night. It's going to be all over the place indoors too. But next summer, they're in trouble. And then the next year Supercross, they're in trouble because that's what he does. It's his formula with everything he does. So to me, he's doing exactly what I thought he would do because it's what he does every time he races. He starts good, and then he gets great. Yep.
Okay, cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for the time tonight, man. I know you got dinner waiting on you, so we will let you go. That has been Daniel Blair, brought to you by our friends at Nano X Treme. Thanks, buddy. We will talk to you this week, man.
Thanks.
And we're back with our third and final guest of the night, always saving the best for last. He's a longtime friend of the show. At one point, a sponsor rider, but we're poor. And he's everybody's dreamy favorite privateer, even though I hate the privateers. It's Mr. Kevin Moranz. Hey, buddy. It's great to see you.
How you doing?
I miss
Good to be here.
I miss the sultry sound of your voice. We just spent 45 minutes going through technical difficulties with you, but we're here now, and you need a nerd dork over there helping you the way I have a nerd dork helping me. That's how this works best.
I know. I just need to figure it out, but it's all right. We're here. We're present. We're ready to rip.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, so you announced some big news this week or last week, one of the two. Anyway, you're doing World Supercross with a Brazilian team? Question mark?
Yes. So it is the KTM supported Brazilian team. So they have like factory KTM support in Brazil, which is pretty rad. So yeah, more or less, they're the first. I kind of told myself in 2023 when I raced for Nils Honda, I switched to the Honda to race World Supercross, kind of raced some Honda here, then went back to KTM for American Supercross and just kind of struggled. So I told myself, I'm probably just going to sit out on World Supercross until a KTM team comes about and can do it, because I know a KTM team hasn't really done it the last couple years. So yeah, just ended up shooting them a DM when I saw them post their roster, and they had one 450 guy and two 250 guys. So they had like an open spot in the 450 class. I was like, hey, if you need somebody, just let I'm available. Let me know, kind of deal. And ended up working out.
Sweet. And you were just in Brazil, right?
Yeah. So I actually just flew down to Brazil. I guess social media doesn't really know that back yet, but yeah, we just flew down to Brazil to test with the bike. Flew down with my suspension, some other parts on the bike that I like off of my bike, and got it set up as good as we could.
What what's it like in the middle of Brazil to just be like riding some random supercross track in the middle of Brazil?
It was interesting. I guess, I mean, it's really not too different than just having like a private style track kind of out in the boonies here in America. So like it was definitely interesting seeing the country for the first time and just being over there. I mean, great group of dudes, like, and honestly, girls and everybody that's a part of that program. Like, they're a lot of fun to be around. Not all of them spoke English, so that was a little bit difficult. But just all around, even like, thank goodness for Google Translate, or else I would have been screwed. But the team owner, the one that kind of manages it, he speaks good English. And even my mechanic, he speaks decent English.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an interesting situation, just because the main reason why they wanted me to test over there is because, and it may be something that we get into with KTM this year, I don't know, we'll see, but they have like a factory engine type deal from them where the transmissions are a little bit different. So I wanted to go down there and test with some different gearing, just kind of get a good feel for what I like with their engine versus my stock engine here in the States.
Interesting. Super. So they get like the factory support stuff, kind of like what Husky's about to do here after they close down, is what you're saying.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
I don't want to speak on it fully because I'm actually not fully sure if that's what they all have, but that's kind of my understanding of it.
Do they do the Brazilian Supercross stuff too? So like there may be an in for you here racing down there. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe we see you banging bars with Dino. Maybe
maybe
you just put him over the berm or something. Maybe we give him a little finger action, little finger gun action over the finish or something.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Look, I don't know. I gotta step my game up if I'm gonna be at that level.
It's fine. It's Brazilian Supercross, dude. You're good. It's no problem. It's no problem. The levels even out when you get into these things. So you got what, 6? Are they doing 6 rounds of World this year? 6 rounds of World Supercross, or is it 7? I don't remember.
To be determined. As of right now, I know that there's at least 5 on the schedule.
Okay.
There should be 6. So it just kind of depends.
Okay. Sweet. And they let you bring sponsors, or you're kind of just running their sponsors? How's that working?
So pretty much running all of their stuff. What is kind of exciting that I haven't really announced yet, but they are going to allow me to do my helmet reps fully, like my own, for each round, which can be pretty rad. And then key little thing as well is they're actually going to let me have my Patreon names on the front fender. So not necessarily like, hey, come by and sign the bike, but like the people that are a part of the Patreon, the Moranz Mafia, we say, they'll actually have their first and last names on the race bike at World Supercross as well, which would be super sweet. Super
cool. Super duper cool. So, and you're about to see a lot of the world, my friend, a lot of the world. So that'll be cool. Have you gone to Australia to race before?
Yeah, so we raced Marvel Stadium first time of doing World Supercross. We did the UK, so I've been there before too. I guess I went to Canada for the Netflix deal, but I haven't like gotten to see Canada. So that'd be first time like visiting Canada without having to be super quiet about it. And then have never done Buenos Aires or whatever you call it. I can't really pronounce it very well.
Yep.
And then the South Africa one would be sick. So I'm hoping they lock in a date on that, and that doesn't kind of like get shoved off the schedule. But
hopefully you use your miles to fly lay flat business to that one, because that is a lot of airtime there.
Which one?
The South Africa one. That's a lot of airtime to be sitting upright. So don't cheap out and go coach. Make sure you get a lay flat for that, because that's gonna
Dude, so what's crazy is when I went down to Brazil is thankfully I got lucky because I sat with a mom and a son, and I was supposed to have a middle seat because I didn't like get it figured out quick. Like we booked it like 2 days before we left because they didn't know when they were going to be able. They had to try to get my visa to get into the country.
Oh, gotcha.
So we were waiting to get that before we booked the flight. Boom, we booked the flight, left 2 days later. So I was gonna have a middle seat, and that's a pretty long flight. Like it's 10 hours, and then so it's like 2 hours for me down to Dallas Fort Worth, and then 10 hours across the pond to close to their airport down there. So I convinced them. I was like, because we were flying out later at night, so it was an overnight flight, and they were all kind of like bobbing and just like trying to get comfortable, because I cannot get comfortable in economy seats on normal flights, let alone overseas flights, because they're the same pretty much. And I just can't sleep. If I could lean back like 10 degrees more, I think I could sleep, but it is just to the point where I can't get comfortable. So I convinced them to be like, hey, like you guys can have my seat up top if you let me lay on the floor. And they're like, yeah, we can try that. I was like, thank goodness. So I laid on the floor in between, like in economy, in between the row before me and like normal seats. I laid on the floor and got all the way through that flight. On the flight back, it was the same situation. I left at 10 p.m. there and coming all the way back. And I was in the front row of economy. So like you don't have anything that you can lay down. Like I was planning on laying down, like even in the front row, because I'd have more room. But there was a dog that was in that space. Like the people right next to me had a dog. And I'm like, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. And so what I ended up doing is there's a wall behind first class. So it was first class, or like this is like first class, not business class. So this is like just bigger seats. And there's a wall right behind the last row. And the last row gets to lean back a little bit. So there's like enough room between the bottom of these back of these seats and the wall to like shove a body to lay down. And so I crawled in there, like shimmied my way in there to be able to just lay down to sleep. And I got to sleep there for like 2 hours before I got caught, and they told me to get up and get back to my seat. And I'm like, bro,
that's
let me stay here.
Hilarious. You can't just shimmy in between a wall and some seats. Like, holy shit.
I cannot sleep on planes. It's brutal.
Oh, dude. It's the worst part is like, so I can, but I have to be in the window seat. But I don't ever sign up for a window seat, because what if I gotta pee? Then I gotta rub my nuts on somebody crossing out. Like, no way. So I kind of get, I mean, sometimes I can fall asleep sitting upright like that. It's a little bit rare, but yeah. But if I am on the window seat, which I tend to do a lot from my short flight from Kalamazoo over to Detroit, because it's only like 22 minutes. So for that flight, I'm like, cool. I'm like, whatever, dude, I'll book a window seat. It's early in the morning anyway, and I'm just going to lean against this wall and die, which is what happens. But yeah, the rest of the time, no, I'm in big trouble. Big trouble. Because it's like if those seats lean back, like you said, 10 degrees farther, great for sleeping. Terrible for the person in front of me leaning back on me, but but great for sleeping. So this is why I tell the wife, I'm like, look, if you want to go anywhere outside of the country, like it ain't happening until we can go full business, because I don't fly that far without laying flat anymore. Sorry. I'm old. I'm not doing it.
It's not for the weak. Like it is. I mean, at the same time, like I'm sounding like it's all I can afford at this point, so I got to deal with it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, you should negotiate that more. You should negotiate that in your contract better. So you got to fly business class
Maybe
everywhere.
next
Oh man, so how's this off season been? Because like you obviously just got back on the bike. We've all seen this on socials here. So since Supercross here, what have you been doing, man? You've been on vacation. I saw
Yeah.
vacation.
Kind of, yeah. So came back the week and a half after Supercross, was just trying to get all of the stuff that I brought back home organized because I don't have a big enough shop here. So it's kind of like trying to shove 20 pounds of crap into a 5-pound bag kind of deal. So just reorganizing and getting stuff set up to sell, all that. And then about a week after that was trying to figure out my passport because I sent my passport in to get renewed. So then I could go on these trips that I kind of had planned. And then they sent my passport back because it had insufficient funds. Because when I went down to USPS to ship in my passport, they didn't tell me that they have all your information. They have your phone number, your email, everything like that. They're not going to contact you to get payment. You have to send a check in, apparently. Well, they didn't tell me that. So they sent it back to me, and it was too close to my trip that we already had booked because I was like, I did the expedited. Everything was going to be good. So then I ended up having to figure all that out, game plan our travel, book our travel for all that, but then fly to Atlanta for 1 day specifically just to get a passport made in person and fly back. So that was like a whole nother week that went away. And then we did a week in Curacao, Rachel and I. And then we went straight from Curacao over to Costa Rica for another week to spend some time with some of the $1 Million Secret cast. So we did a 2-week vacation on top of the 2 weeks of getting stuff figured out and organize that for Supercross, on top of a week of trying to just figure out how to get my passport and all that fun stuff. And then right after that, got back, pretty much did 4th of July. And during 4th of July, ended up getting a call about World Supercross. The next day, I was prepping my track and getting back on the bike, and then just got back from Brazil. So it's just been nonstop still. I was hoping my life was going to slow down and get things game planned for 27, but it's just go, go, go.
And now you got 2 weeks and you're in Calgary, but then you got time off.
Yeah.
Then it'll be.
Yeah. Then I have like 2 months, which will be my grind time.
Yeah.
Team stuff.
There you go. 2027 locked in, bro. Locked in. Expanding the team. Star racing status. 47 riders.
Yeah, no, we're not at that level yet.
Oh, okay.
Champion Tool Storage, and I, the KMR Racing Team, Champion Tool Storage, KMR KTM, is coming back even stronger.
Grant Harlan also.
I would like to. Yeah, as of right now, that's what I need to get some documentation to put together for him, but yeah, that's at least as of right now the current plan.
Sweet. So you've been watching any races here? Kind of dabbling in and out
a little bit
for the outdoor season.
Keep my eye on Grant because I'm still helping him fill helmet wraps and trying to help him fund a good bit of his racing still because he's still on our bike. So if he needs anything, get it shipped out for him, parts, graphics I handle for him every weekend, helmet wraps, stuff like that. Try to make his life a little bit easier.
Yep.
So yeah, I've kept my eyes on a little bit, but I'm not super in tune.
So what are your thoughts on this Deegan 450 situation then?
I don't know, dude. I mean, it's crazy because I didn't really get to watch this weekend's races, but I saw, I think in the first moto, him go down in the first corner.
Yes, he did.
Did he really end up 4th in that moto?
Yes, he did.
That's impressive.
Yes,
that is because like he didn't like immediately get up and get back to his bike. Like he took a little bit of time.
No, he did not. And let me ask you this, because this has been, I've seen this floating around a little bit today on the Facebooks and stuff. In motocross, there's kind of, I don't know if it's in the rules per se, but there is a thing where like all the teams have a guy down there in the first corner in case a big crash happens, right? So they can help the guys get up, right? That's kind of just like, whether it's an actual written rule or just kind of the unspoken thing for everyone, you're allowed outside help in that first corner, correct? That's kind of...
Yes.
Okay.
I actually saw similar stuff. So it's funny you say that because I saw somebody take a picture of the rule book and circle it, and it does say like in the first corner, the first lap, as long as they're not past the whole shot line, I believe.
Okay.
You can help however much you need to. So like I'm thinking, like in my eyes, which actually, where's the whole shot? The whole shot.
I think it's way far in Millville anyway. I don't think it's right there.
Is it down at that like third corner before you go back into the rollers kind of?
I think so. Yeah.
So then I guess technically Levi, when they had the big massive pileup going down that stretch, could have been helped too, but I
Mhm.
think nobody was over there ready for that.
No. So yeah, no, that first moto from him was impressive. I mean, and you're talking 2 weeks in a row now that he's gone from whatever, or well, not 2 weeks in a row because it was Red Bud, I think it was, where he was down in the first corner and came 38th to whatever 8th, whatever it was. No, dude, he's crushing. And if you had anything else but Jet Lawrence going perfect in his rookie season 5 years ago or whatever it is now, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, it would be the most impressive rookie season we've seen in a long time. So
Yeah,
but outside of that, it's like, okay, sweet. And the problem, I don't think so much is him. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't think he's an asshole in real life. He's just he just plays an asshole on TV, like like Deeks. There's camera Deeks, and then there's in-person real life Deeks, and they are two separate people. Like 100%.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I've never really gotten to spend any time with him ever, like normal. So like I can't speak on that. It would not shock me if a lot of what he does online is kind of not like a facade, but it's like he plays it up. Like his dad did the same thing, and that's how he was so, I won't say viral back then because it really wasn't a thing, but like that's why he was in the media all the time. And as some people can look at it and talk down upon some of the cockiness, like it's entertaining,
dude. I mean, bro, look at this shirt we got here. Hold on, let me show this.
I see the person. I don't see. Oh, is that Jet? And what is the? I don't see what's.
It says danger.
Oh my goodness gracious! Who made that?
We did. It's in our merch store.
Oh, that is hilarious.
It's logoed, bro. It's logoed.
There you go. I like.
Yeah, we came up with that a couple weeks ago, which is funny because we've been doing.
So based off of that, I'm assuming you're not, or I mean, you just kind of.
No, dude.
Put a pat on the back for the kid,
bro. Here's the thing. He's a great rider. And I've said this before, but the problem is his fans. Okay, this has been the problem. It still is the problem. Is if I'm not, for lack of a better term, getting on my knees and smiling for him, then I'm not. Then I hate him, and he's a terrible person and all this stuff. So instead of trying to continue to just argue with people of like, I don't really hate him yet, I'm just like, fine, dude. Y'all want to say it? It's kind of like the racist thing. When they call you a racist so much, whether you are or not, at a certain point, you just go, all right, fine, dude. Guess what? I just am. Cool. Sweet. We'll go with it. No problem. So I'm just a Deegan hater. So we made the shirts. And yeah, they'll be available in our new merch store here really soon. Are they available in the Teespring store, Seth?
I'm not sure. I can check.
This is why we have like the anti-Deegan Club. We also have we have a new one coming too. Where's it? Oh, it's over there. The Jet Stream. So we got like a fighter jet with a plume coming out because Deegan gets caught in the jet stream and blown 20 seconds behind them. Like third best guy. It's not a big deal. That's hilarious. Yeah, man, we're all about the merch game right now. So in fact, we gotta come up with it. We gotta do another shirt. Did you see the little banter him and Jet had on the line last week?
I did not. I kind of saw it, but I couldn't really make out what he said. I mean, pretty much wasn't Jet like, what's your excuse?
Yes.
Like, I don't got an excuse. It's like, you should probably make one.
Yes. Yeah. So we got to make a shirt that says, what's your excuse? Jet Lawrence 2026.
Honestly, sounds good. I'll get on that.
If they just had, which they might have, but if they just had a conversation off social media and just say, hey, we're going to shit talk each other. We're going to respect each other on the track. Yeah, we might race each other tough, but if we shit talk each other, we're going to both make so much more money.
100%.
You just do that.
100%. I think the Lawrences have been playing this very well. The problem is that I think there is actually some angst from the Lawrence side of things, stemming from Hunter racing him in the 250s there. From my understanding, I could be wrong on that, but my understanding, the way the story goes, is there is actually some not pumped. I liked how they played at the beginning of the year where they wouldn't even say his name and they would just be like, yeah, so what's his name there? Yeah, he's racing whatever. like they wouldn't even acknowledge him. And then it kind of got to the point that like, what was it? Oh, High Point where Jet flipped him off like in practice. Yeah. Like that was awesome. And then now you have, oh, well, you better come up with an excuse. And yeah, I mean, there's just all sorts. To me, it's all fantastic. It is all fantastic, and I love it. You want to talk about growing the sport? This will grow the sport, 100%.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about Jet this year? Looking a little more human than normal.
Dude, I've got a feeling that I think he's gonna figure it out again, but it won't be until like next year. I think like he's taking this year to like not grieve, but like get like kind of how he said on the podium, like he's getting pissed off because he's like, dude, I am so much more capable in this, but like my ankle's not allowing it.
Yeah.
So I would have to say that he's gonna finish out this year good still. Like he still could win the championship, but I think he'll bounce back better next year after like an off season of, okay, this is my new reality. What can I do to try to propel myself to where I was? I'm never gonna be where I was again, probably, but like I think he's gonna figure it out and he's gonna be fine. But I'm sure he's just like mentally struggling with it a little bit. I don't want to say he's like down in the dumps, but obviously, like you said, like I've kind of got to learn what my new norm is and not be so upset about what used to be, just focus on what I can do now.
Yeah, he looks human is the thing. And like Hunter's as good as he's ever been. Like coming off that Supercross and he's clicking on all cylinders right now. So to have to go and battle that when you're off is, I mean, that's a tall ask. So what do you think? Did you see any of those Coonins racing last week? The brothers?
So, well, I saw, are you talking about in the States or their series?
No, in the States last week when they were here at Southwick.
Yeah. I saw that. I mean, absolutely insane. The dude actually destroyed his collarbone and still won. And then got caught. Okay, so I saw a photo.
Yeah.
He posted. It said like, I'm done or something like that. And it was like a photo, but he like did good. And I saw a bunch of people loving on his Instagram. How did the young one do this weekend?
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. That's my post show thing to calm myself down. I go home, I grab something to eat, I watch the MXGP highlights, I watch the Formula 1 highlights, and then I go to bed. So I don't actually know. The only thing I do know is that Lucas crashed out of the qualifying race and then pulled off in the first moto. So the older one by 10 minutes on the 450, it didn't go well, at least through the first moto. I don't know what happened second moto. All I know is he pulled off under his own power the first moto and did not complete it. I don't have any idea with Sasha. He, I think, was fourth in the qualifying race, but I have no idea in the motos. I haven't seen anything. But that dude is a fucking animal. Like even without the broken collarbone, he is a fucking animal. So, but it's
gnarly.
I hope the parts budget doesn't come out of the stuff they let you have when he comes over next year, because he's going to crash a lot in Supercross. You might want to get your parts in advance before he gets here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they were insane, dude. Can you believe the younger one won that 250 moto by like 36 seconds? Or
the first one.
Yeah. Well, I guess he won it by 20 something, but he was 36 up, but he was fist pumping on the last lap. So, cost us 10 seconds, but whatever, dude. Dude, it's unreal. It was unreal. And then Lucas goes 38th to 13th in a lap.
What? Oh, he went 38th to 13th?
Yeah, Lucas, the one that rides the 450s, he went 38th to 13th the first lap of that the first moto last week.
So question for you.
Yeah.
Did we ever get to the bottom of what happened to that crash?
Man, there's some things in life. Who really committed 9/11? Who killed JFK?
I was about to say, it's like all the conspiracy theories you're never going to
know. There's that bike shut off, the Chase Sexton bike shut off. Like, we're just never going to know. We're just never going to, us mortals are never meant to know what's happening there. So, because... yeah, they said it wasn't the bike. They said it wasn't the bike, so I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe a false neutral went off the face, hit a false neutral. Maybe, I don't know. It's weird shit. It's definitely weird shit. So, anything else been catching your eye this summer here? 250s, 450s. 250 class that no one wants to win the title because they get the red plate and get hurt.
Insane.
You talk to your guy Seth.
Shimoda. No, I haven't talked to him in a minute, but he's riding so good.
I just want to make sure. Like, I don't understand how Seth did what he did. That was like, how do you?
Yeah, it's nuts. His like wheelie loop out situation.
Yeah. Like what?
I mean,
don't
that bike's powerful. That's all I can say.
Those PC bikes, they got some balls under them. So
yeah, something.
yeah, I don't. The whole 250 class is I've been saying it all year is just like we'll see it Ironman. We'll see it Ironman. So
yeah, for real.
Are you gonna go to Ironman? Hang out? You want to come hang out? I'm gonna be there.
To be determined. To be determined.
It's not that far. It's not that far from me.
What's the date?
Last weekend in August. I don't know the date. 28th or something like that, maybe. Last weekend in August.
We'll see.
Me and the wife are going. So third. What did you think of the Mount Martin changes? Because you rode Millville a lot. What did you think of the Mount Martin changes that they made?
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, really?
Didn't like it at all.
So you were
I didn't really get to see how it raced. Again, I did not watch the races.
Yeah.
But and also I didn't get to ride it, so I can't give my honest 2 cents. I just know that's like a staple of the state. Which again, okay, so I didn't get to watch, so I don't know how passing was. But I know from my experience that getting a good drive all the way up Mount Martin is a big deal. So that line choice to the bottom of that versus just going up halfway up the hill, I think makes a big difference. Another thing, you can kind of make up a good amount of time if you just turn off your brain and go down that hill really, really, really fast. So I think having a good drive up and having enough nuts to send it on the way down gave you more opportunity to make up time versus coming down the first half and having to pivot left without it. I didn't get to see it, but it didn't look like there's much of a berm there. So like you had to kind of be cautious coming into that corner versus like slam into it, hit that little double. But it just seemed a little sketchy to me. I don't know. What was your 2 cents on it?
So it raced okay. There was actually several passes made, both going up and coming down. So that little double was the thing I didn't like the most about it. Now, that being said, Jet did crash there too, second moto. So second moto, Jet was being alien Jet. Like he was like, see guys, I'm going to go ahead and just win this one. So much so that he crashed and Hunter got by him and Hunter didn't even realize that he had gotten by him. He thought Jet was just gone. And he was like, wow, he's on one today, you know? So there was a berm there, but the problem was it got so fucked with like braking bumps and stuff that like basically when Jet crashed, and this is what I think the root cause of it was, because Jet kind of mentioned this, is as he was coming down, he was getting ready to lap Oldenburg coming down that hill into that corner before that. Yeah. And Oldenburg's bike was really bucking him. And he knew it was Oldenburg, which is why I think this is what really happened is Jet was focused on him doing that, missed his line by just a little bit, and he basically just pushed the front end off that double. And then the real kicker of it was he like pulled out of it okay, but like the bike landed, bounced, flipped backwards, and like the handlebar hit him in the back of the calf and then actually went in his boot and like pinned him down. So instead of getting back up and being like in second place, he ended up getting fifth in the moto because it took him a minute to get out from under the bike because it was a super weird one. So like I said, I wasn't really a fan of that double because I just didn't feel like it did anything race wise other than it just created this kind of like chaos right there because you were basically like, I mean, essentially, in my opinion, it was like a supercross double essentially in the middle of this hill. Because it was a tight turn in, you're immediately hitting the double, and there was a tight 90 out. Like we saw, I think it was Davies went off, because he like hit it and then went off. And yeah, I don't know. The double I wasn't a fan of. I didn't mind the turn going up halfway, coming down turn, because I like all you guys. And coming down that hill at 80 miles an hour is. Yeah, it's fucking dangerous. I mean, 1,000-foot downhill at 80 miles an hour is dangerous, no matter what, especially 25 minutes into Moto 2. So I like it for that fact of like, there was still a downhill, and technically we were getting more downhill racing because you would come down, go over, come down, and then go back up a little bit and come back. Like, so I don't know. I didn't think it was bad. I could have done without the double. But I do understand what you're saying. Like the drag race up the hill is an important thing. So maybe next year we go back to going all the way up in one foul swoop. And then we come down and do the little back and forth like they did. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I was very happy that they knocked the sand rollers down from Friday, because Friday they were legit 353 going through the sand rollers. Like it was
No way.
Oh yeah. Like Amart said they were that. And then I saw a video of it and I was like, holy shit. It was almost like a camel hump, right? So it was like a 353, but like they were real tight to each other, and it was like with three of them. So like you have a 3-footer with a 5-footer and then a 3-footer that were real tight, and then you'd have another set. I mean, it was insane. I saw you can probably go back. I don't know if it's on J-Marts or whatever. Somebody's Instagram, I saw a video of it and I was like, whoa, those are stupid. Because it wasn't rollers, you know, like it was jumps. That was all there was to it. It was jumps. So
yeah,
I'm happy they knocked him down. When I started watching practice and it was pretty, I don't want to say flat through there, but it was relatively flat. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God they didn't get stupid. So
yeah, those are always the sketchiest part of that track, to be honest with you.
Well, did you see it? Oh, you probably did. Some guy in B
I
group.
did. Are you talking about the Blake Hogue?
Yeah, went into the river.
In the river.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. Holy shit. That was awesome. So, all right, man. Well, anything else? Anything you want to talk about? Anything in the industry? Anything on your mind here? We got World Supercross coming up. Who do you got?
Yeah,
I guess
too crazy.
I don't know anything about World Supercross this year. Who do you got in 450s? I guess Webb.
Webb. I don't know if Webb's doing all of them or if he is doing all of them.
No, Webb's doing all of them.
Anderson is supposed to be doing them.
Webb.
So then
Webb. Yes, Webb is. I guess Anderson. Question mark. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're podium guy.
I don't know, honestly.
Podium, third place. That's what we're thinking.
Oh, for me, yeah. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
Sure, dude, for sure, dude.
Yeah. Do they have? They don't do. Do they pay out for finishing position? Do they have a payout?
Yeah.
Is it pretty similar to Feld, or is it more? Or, you know,
It's better than Feld, I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, I guess there's less racers, but it's comparable, I think. But it obviously I don't know. I'd have to look at how the breakdown is for Supercross. Like once you get in the 5th, 6th place, I know it's pretty good still for World Supercross. I don't think it's that good for normal Supercross, but obviously I'm not in those positions, so I don't know.
Is there a championship bonus? Do you know? Like from the series?
No idea.
Oh, okay.
I would think, but I don't know.
What's the so team deal. Are they salary? Is it salary, or are you bonus only with your team, or what's the?
I think it's different for every rider. I'm not really sure, but like
yeah,
it worked
but
out.
I'm talking specifically you.
Yeah, I worked out a deal where I get X amount of dollars to show up to the race, and then I get to keep the perk.
Okay, cool. And then they'll cover expenses too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, sweet. Without going too far into details, because everybody's super weird when we start talking money, which is gay. Okay, we made 400.
It is. I'm not gonna lie, it is. Trust me. Whenever I get done racing, I'll be the tell-all-be-all.
I mean, like, you want to know how much we make on this podcast? I'll tell you, it's no problem. We made $479 on Facebook last month. We made 100.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. I haven't really talked to you. Yeah, we hit a stride in our reels division, and there was, Seth, what was that? Probably 4 or 5 days. Our running 28-day total was over 2 million views on Facebook.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. And then we hit a certain point on Instagram. It took a few days longer than that, where we hit a running total of over 1 million. So I think we topped out at like 2.2 million on Facebook and like 1.2 on Instagram.
It was running for a while.
Yeah,
too.
and we're still averaging. It started going down, I don't know, last week or something, but we're still averaging about 1.5 million on Facebook right now for the running 28-day total. So we're doing all right.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not worth a lot of money, but it's worth something. So, and I got a lot of people telling me how much of a douchebag and I fucking suck. Okay, let me get your opinion on this here because I ranted about
hate.
this. What?
Haters gonna hate.
Well, okay, so the biggest thing I've been getting hate on recently here on Facebook, and these guys can all suck my dick, by the way, is I said there should be a media corral that all of either top 20 / every main event guy should have to go to post race. Okay. And not, you guys got to stay there for 3 hours, right? Like you guys have a set amount of time, 15 minutes, whatever, where all the media guys can rotate around you. You guys are in there kind of like what Formula One has, right? Where they all go to that corral thing and they stand there with their media person, which in your case would be Rachel, to make sure you don't say anything stupid. And they all come around and they can ask you questions or whatever. So if they have anything, or if, like if Kev, if you get 12th place, well, what do you think got you 12th place tonight or whatever, however it works, man. Why did Tomac get 20th in the main event? Whatever. So they can talk to y'all. And then that way we can get stories and whatever without guys having to chase y'all through the pits and all this bullshit like that. Again, not, hey, you got to be there for 5 hours after. So I say this, right? I'm like, there should be a media corral. It should be mandatory. And if you don't go, you get fined, right? And it should be, in my opinion, a significant fine because I know guys like you are going to go because you guys want the press, but guys like Eli Tomac and stuff, I want it to be significant enough where if they don't go, they actually have to think about, hey, I got to spend whatever, throw a stupid number out. $10,000, $20,000. I gotta pay this fine. I don't know, man. I'm just making shit up. You can't do, dude. We can't do $500. You do $500, dude. Every fucking.
You can do $500. I'll be there every single time. I will not miss one, bro.
But this is what I'm saying. But the Eli Tomacs and that, to them, $500.
Yeah,
they're gonna fucking pay it just to not have to do it. Okay, so great. So make it something that makes them have to go, dude. The pushback I've got on this from fans is fucking unreal. Like absolutely from fans. It's not anybody in the industry. Everybody in the industry I talk to is like, yeah, this absolutely should be a thing. This absolutely 100% should be a thing.
Yeah, 100% on board. I think so too. Because like that would have cleared up a lot of situations with the whole lapper situation in Indianapolis. Because honestly, there's select people that are big in our media that didn't care to reach out to me at all to talk about it. They just like to talk about it behind my back without my perspective.
Oh, do we want to name names?
So
this is the show.
I'm good.
This is the show to name names. Do you want me to name names?
But you can name whoever you want. But that irritated me because I was like, if you guys are going to talk crap, like I was not doing any intentionally. Yes, could I have done something different? Probably. We could sit here and talk about what ifs all day long. But I was in my own race. I was doing what I could, trying to make the most educated decision based off of the lines that I was getting ready to go into and where I could go right after them. Didn't work out for me. Obviously, my bike kind of shifted a different direction than what I had originally planned, put me in a different spot than what I was planning to be. But yeah, then a lot of people just got onto line and were talking about it without having my 2 cents. And I feel like my 2 cents kind of cleared the air a little bit. Like, still not great, still messed up. Like, cool. Like, I'll take that on the chin. But yeah, get some other perspectives. And yeah, like you could all go there. Doesn't mean you're going to get interviewed, but like at least it gives people the opportunity. I would be all about that because yeah, especially for anybody. Honestly, I would have to say in the 10 to 22 range should probably want to be there too. Because if you're in those ranges, you're not getting podiums, you're not winning. So you need to be doing as much as you can for the sponsors and the team that is supporting you. So that should mean like the team would be like, hey, you got to go to this because that's more representation for us because you ended up 10th on the night and not on the podium. You know what I mean?
Well, be ready because when I post this clip, you're also going to get these core dudes that are like, you're a douchebag and you're what's wrong with the sport. You're ruining the sport. You're a douchebag. No. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a loser. Apparently I cry all the time. Like
the fine we can discuss. That's up for discussion. I think this would be a really good thing. Just for the sport and for honestly the privateers to be able to get up there and have conversations and be able to be interviewed because just going to be really honest, like there's not very many people that seek us out. So if there's any kind of representation that could, and maybe they ask a question, they get a good answer that they put in videos, like I think it's nothing but beneficial for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and again, for fans, this is what shocks me the most. It's all fans that are coming after me for this one. Like all fans.
Okay. So give me, what did you say that you got flack for, because just the idea of saying, hey, there should be a riders meetings situation after the main event that everybody in the main event has to come to.
No, this is what I said. I'll send you the reel afterwards. I mean, I'm literally ranting of like, dude, we need a fucking rider corral. And again, what do you throw out? Something like F1 or whatever, like Formula One.
Yeah,
they get off the track, right? And MotoGP too. I just had Hopper on. He was the first one on the show. So like with MotoGP and Formula One, when the race is over, every single rider, driver, whatever, has to go to this media corral for, I think he said MotoGP, it's only like 5 fucking minutes that you got to actually be there, right? So I assume they probably have a thing, because they're technological, where they have their hard cards that they scan and it says, hey, you know, whatever, they were here from this time to this time because of the fine or whatever. But they go there, the guys walk around. As Johnny said, for MotoGP, there was tables that these guys were at, and you would walk around and talk to them, and then that was it. And then when their time was up, they could leave and they didn't have to talk to anybody else, whatever. And then after that, you have your podium interview stuff that goes on, which is the guys on the podium. You know, you have your podium press conference shit. Okay, great. Awesome. This is what I'm talking about. Make it, I don't care if it's 5 minutes. Okay. And this is what I'm saying. And I'm telling you, dude, I will send you, I'll send you a bunch of pictures, because I've got screenshots of people. It is unfucking real how they've acted towards me wanting to get stories out. And then and again, they're just coming after me. And like the one guy literally was like, so you don't talk to your buddies about the races at all? And he was like, oh no, we do. I'm like, sweet. That's what I'm doing here. Just, I do it on camera. It's gotten so bad, Kev. I offer to let these guys come on the show. I literally am like, come on the show. I'll have you on. I won't be combative. You can tell me how stupid I am face to face. Like, these guys crack me up because I'm like, you can come on. No problem. I've offered it to 4 people this week. Kev, you want to know how many people are on the show from the comment section?
0.
None of them, because they're all fucking pussies. But guess what?
That's funny.
I'm petty. So I go to their Facebook page and I have screenshots of pictures of them, which is a little weird because now I got all these random dudes in my phone pictures with screenshots of the shit that they've said. The other thing I got a bunch of pushback on, and this will be good because I don't think I've had you on since I put this out and fucking got fucking just obliterated again. I was talking about in-helmet communications. Okay. And one of the things I brought up, because one of the major arguments that gets put out there is, well, you can't have in-helmet communications because the privateers can't afford it. And I said, look, no offense, because I know a lot of privateers. Obviously, I've known you for a long time. There's plenty of other guys, Bobby Piazza. I had 3 different dudes who from Michigan here who are chasing the Moto Dream right now, going to all the nationals or whatever, privateers, in studio talking about this. And I basically said, look, if you can't afford in-helmet communication because it's required for a safety aspect of racing, then I guess your pro career is fucking over. Like, sorry, you can't afford to be a fucking professional racer. You're obviously doing something wrong. Go fuck yourself. Like, if that is what's holding it back from you being a pro, is a $300 or less piece of, like, what are you gonna tell them next? Oh, I can't afford boots, so I guess I'm just gonna ride in some brunts. Like, what? Like, try that. No, but because this is like some new technology shit, these people want to throw a fit. And of course, in it, I threw out like, hey man, you know, maybe somebody, like, I threw a name out. I don't even want to say the name again because he did comment on it. He seemed like a nice guy. Oh, I was also talking about, anyway, there's a couple things, because I was also talking about like making Supercross a little bit more elitist, right? So like guys like you who make main events, like, okay, cool, but like maybe a bunch of the guys in the back in their vans who can't qualify for the night show, we probably don't need them there, you know? Like, I like those guys, they're fast as fuck, but like maybe like, and the comments will come because this will get clipped, and then the comments will come.
I'm gonna start calling you Gypsy,
dude. I mean, I'm getting in that realm with him really quickly here, dude. Like, it's I'm gonna start sending him the screenshots too of these guys with the fucking media corral, because he's gonna get a kick out of it. But yeah, man, this is like it's those things,
the
right?
Media corral, I like the idea.
Okay,
this take a little bit harsh, not gonna lie. But I agree.
I'm not here to hold your balls, man.
Sense, right? just because I have luckily been able to figure out I've got the privateer funding style situation down pretty good.
Yeah.
Not everybody does.
No.
Now, question for you.
Yeah.
Is that $300 per weekend, or is that $300 set up and then they just give you a new battery?
Okay, I just dude, I just threw out 300 because it's about 300, I think, to buy like a Cardo system, right, for your helmet. So
okay,
I don't know. So I assume if there was some sort of sponsor deal and it was required, they would end up being able to get you guys some sort of deal on whatever it is. It's being done. It's being tested. Like, I don't know if you know, Cartwright tested it in helmet communication at one of the Supercross races this year.
Yeah.
So like it's being tested. It's on the way, in my opinion. But I think it would help with safety, right? So that way, instead of having to look for these blue flags that Lord knows whether they're waving, not waving, who the fuck knows, some sort of race control can come in and say, hey, caution, hey, red flag, hey, blue flag, something, you know?
Yeah, it'll be complicated enough to the point where you're going to have an individual or several individuals with a keypad with numbers on it or names. So then you know who's in the main event. You know you can click on Kevin and say Mitchell Harrison or say Ann Fencer-Easy, hey, lapper, you guys are getting ready to get lapped kind of deal.
I mean, it'd be as simple as blue flag, blue flag, blue flag.
I know, but they have to have it individualized.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
you can't say that to everybody on the track.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, like, when they individualize it to you, it can be as simple as saying blue flag, blue flag, blue flag. Like, they don't have to overcomplicate what they say. Yeah,
they would make your because I don't know. It is a very tricky deal. I think it is definitely good. I think it can be implemented. Also, if it's that's tough. It's tough. I don't know. I would say your take is slightly harsh that if they can't afford it, then get out of the sport. But low-key, I mean, that's a major problem with a lot of privateers nowadays, which, again, I can't speak too much on this because I've been fortunate to just, out of necessity, set up the social media, the YouTube, the stuff that I have, because I knew that that's what sponsors would like for me to be able to pay for things.
Yeah.
But I think it just comes down to, people need to get creative to find funding.
But here's my other thing, right? So there's a whole bunch of this that works together. Obviously, the media thing's over here, but then you go into the helmet comms with the privateers. That's a thing. But then you go a little deeper where I'm like, hey man, I don't need the guys in the van that can't even make the night show at a Supercross, and people get pissed about that. And I'm like, but here is my solution for this. We need a feeder series for those guys to be able to go race. Okay, like a legit feeder series. I'm not even talking like old school arena cross. I'm talking like there's plenty of places that none of us know about that seat 20,000 people. Like, they're doing it for playoffs, dude. They're doing it for playoffs all the time. We're always going to new places that'll seat 20,000 people that we can build a fairly legitimate Supercross track in, that we can have a feeder series, call it the semi-pros, whatever you want to call it, I don't care, that actually has a purse and money and the team's back. And then when you have the main teams, fuck you guys or any of the factory teams. Because, like, in my opinion, like, guys like you, I put in the, hey, they should be allowed to have whatever you call it, a team franchise, however you have to get into the main Supercross thing, like, your team should have that also. Okay, like that's not a problem. It's like you guys should be able to be there. You guys can qualify for main events. You can make main events. You can run top 15 in main events. Like, you guys are good. You guys are good at that. You and Grant are 10th place plus guys. Even better than that on the correct nights. Maybe a mud race, whatever. You know how it is. I'm not here to hold your balls on stuff. Yeah. But you guys are main event dudes, right? So, like, you guys should be allowed there. But there's a whole smorgasbord of other guys that, like I said, I mean, dude, hell, the guys I had here from Michigan, they can't bear, like, the one kid has made maybe a couple night shows. I don't know. Connor has made a couple night shows, but it's like, they all agreed with me. If we had a feeder series where all of those guys can go and race and be dudes in this feeder series, gain confidence, gain experience, make some money, actually make a living, versus spending money or having to go essentially beg for money to even get their entry fee covered so they can sleep in their van all fucking week. Like, let's do something like that to have a legit thing. That way, when there is an injury or something, we have this whole series with people that we can pull from, that we can go, okay, cool, this is so and so, you know, like maybe let's say you have your team is in Supercross or whatever that you're still running, but let's say KTM has an injury, so they need someone, so they say, hey Kev, can you come ride the factory KTM team? And you say, cool, I got to figure out somebody to pull to my team then. So now you have this series where you can go and go, hey, we need somebody that we can pull up here, which has slightly better money than what you're making there. Because again, you guys aren't factory team, but you guys still have budget and whatever. So we can pay you either the same or a little bit more. You can get more exposure because you're here, which is great for your socials or whatever. And, you know, and then you can go to factory KTM, you pull someone to your team. The gate's still full, but now we gave this guy a job who was making it, because there's now a series for him to actually make it in. And then yet he can still get pulled to the big leagues, just like we do in other sports. So these are the things I get killed on online of like outdoors. I don't have any problem. Like, we want to do 40-man gates, and Joe Plummer over here, who has this pro card, who doesn't ever race, wants to show up and run Redbud. Great. Awesome, dude. I don't care. Okay. But Supercross, man, and again, I'm friends with you guys. You and I have been friends since you were doing this out of your van and driving everywhere. Like, I like you guys are all super fast. I have nothing but respect for you guys. But like, let's make some way that y'all can make money versus literally. I mean, dude, Bobby Piazza's sleeping in his fucking van, dude. Like, on the regular. He's chasing this so hard, he's sleeping in his van. Wouldn't it be cooler to like put him up in a hotel and have him be like a dude that can actually race for, say, top 10s in a feeder series or something? Like, wouldn't that be just so much better? I mean, look at what we get when you do like WSX, right? Like, when you go to WSX, because there isn't all the top guys, like, you guys step up. Guys like yourself, like when I say, hey man, in WSX, like, you could be like a podium dude. Like, that's not me holding your balls. That's me literally being like, dude, in WSX, because of you're not going against Webb and Tomac and both Lawrence brothers and Ken Roxon and all of these dudes. You get a mindset, obviously, that like, oh, dude, there's openings here, which makes you ride better. You know, confidence is a big thing. It makes you ride better. And then boom, we get stuff like yourself, or like a Vince Freeze gets fucking podiums in World Supercross. Okay, great. Cool. This is proving my point. So let's do something like that.
I would love to see the financials from one of these arena cross people that they're putting on one of these series.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious what it costs for them to rent these little venues out, and their ticket sales and the cost versus the profit that they make. Because I think that's probably the biggest problem is if you had a feeder series, just going to be honest with you, like maybe me, because I have a decent following, but I don't even have that great of a following compared to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to sell tickets if, you know, I could put a lot of people in that privateer range of being in and out of the main events? Everybody's on the same, or are you going to make more sales if you got Mookie showing up to this feeder series? So you're going to make more money with the bigger guys. So obviously you have feeder series, just smaller names. You may not get the attendance that you want. So there may be a financial issue, but also like, even again, I don't know what Supercross's financials are, but it's crazy to me that the people that are in the sport are making such little amount of money. And everything is so expensive to get into, kind of the deal. I mean, it's the same with every racing sport, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be curious if somebody could even make a feeder series and it be profitable enough to pay the guys quality enough that it maintains itself as a feeder series that people want to stay in, versus like kind of what I've told you, I think in the past, is like even me going to race, say outdoors, even though I'm not as good as outdoors as I am Supercross, versus going to the local podunk races around here and making cash at like night races.
Yeah.
I'd rather suffer to not make the motos, or at least to try to make the motos at the highest peak of our sport, just from a satisfaction level for me, knowing that I'm at the top level of my sport and I'm trying to fight my way into that, versus settling in a sense for being less than or going and just doing the local stuff, if that makes sense. So I feel like maybe that would be a similar situation that people would go through, is like, hey, I could go do this feeder series. Yeah, I could top 5, top 10 it. Or I could go chase the legitimate dream of Supercross and try to make it into a night show, because that would be such a bigger deal than being a 7th, 8th place guy in this feeder series.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I know it totally makes sense. It's just whether the financial side of things makes sense for somebody putting it on.
Well, Tyler Bowers made a lot of money in the Arena Cross series back in the day.
Correct.
I mean, you got to figure.
I think if legitimate Arena Cross came back, well, that's the thing, is like, it's not really a feeder series. There's no feeder series to come into Supercross.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go to Arena Cross venues. I don't want 3 or 4 straightaways that are just like stuffed in a hockey rink. I want to go to places like I said, places like where we're going for SMX, right? So like the soccer stadiums, maybe you go to like a Chicago Motor Speedway, something like that that's got nothing going on, where you can build a legit track, like a legit track. Maybe it's not whatever. What's a normal Supercross? 8 lanes. So maybe it's only 6. Yeah. Maybe it's slightly toned down. I don't know, something like that. But like where there's actually money. Because the other thing too is like what I'd like to do, like if it was my dream world, let's say, is I don't here we go. Here come the comments. I don't want anybody in their van to go to AT&T Stadium and be able to sign the fuck up. I want you to have to be on a team, invited, whatever, to get that. Supercross is the premier dirt bike motorcycle racing series in the world, and Joe Plummer, who's got his pro card over here and has for 20 fucking years, who doesn't even actually ride Supercross anymore, can show up because he's got his pro card and he pays his entry fee there. That's not, you can't do that. Can you go buy an R1 and go to the MotoGP race at COTA and race? Can you sign up and race?
Dude, so yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. Okay?
That's all I'm getting to.
I will say, if that's the situation, though, Kevin wouldn't be where Kevin's at today, because I wouldn't have been able to start Supercross. I wouldn't have been able to start all these things. Yes, I could have, I guess, jumped into the feeder series, had good results there, then moved to the Supercross series, whatever. But I think being able to go, I don't know. That's why I wish they would just bring Amsoil Arena Cross back, and that's what I think this would fix it. If they stopped giving kids points via Mini O's Supercross, that is nothing like real Supercross, and if they stop giving kids points versus on these nationals, unless you're in the top 10 at Loretta's, you're a quality enough racer to go, to a Supercross track. Everybody else needs to go through Amsoil Arena Cross to get what was Amsoil Arena Cross.
See, you're starting down a different road though now. Now you're starting down. What's the path to get your Supercross license?
Nobody even knows now. You have to go through. You have. I don't even know. I couldn't even. I've had so many kids ask me like, "Hey, what do I need to do?" I don't even know. Like
nobody knows.
No Amsoil Arena Cross to get you through from these little amateur days or amateur Supercross races. I think it's an invite only type deal.
Yep, it is invite only. Yep.
Supercross points by racing like Mini O's Supercross, which, sorry, love the moto community. That is the joke. That is not Supercross.
Not at all.
That is glorified night track.
Yep.
So there is nothing that is a good, like you said, a good feeder series into, honestly, just to kind of like, as unfortunate it is, I know you want to go to bigger stadiums. I don't think that bigger stadiums will be filled by B-level riders. This B-level, series, I don't think will be big enough, probably. Unfortunately, like our sport's pretty niche. So I think you'd have to do the Amsoil Arena Cross version, the cheaper, the hockey stadiums, and have that as a feeder, because then kids are getting a legitimate, a legitimate start into Supercross, and that's a good feeder series to pick out of.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever going on to allow kids to race Supercross nowadays, I don't even know how it works.
Yeah, you're going down a road here that we've got 4 hours to talk about. Like, yeah, what is how do you get your people don't know, dude? I had a guy sit right here next to me in studio, one of those Michigan dudes, Ethan Day, shout out Ethan, who does not have a Supercross license. He's got his pro license, so he can race outdoors, but he doesn't have a Supercross license, and he has no fucking clue how to get it. He has no fucking clue how to get points. He has no fucking clue what to do. He can't race, what's it called? Futures, because obviously it's an invite only situation. Like, so what the fuck do you do? I told him, I was like, well, if you really want to play the system, I was like, go find an MXGP team, go race MXGP for 1 year, and then you can come in no problem. Because that's totally Supercross too. Like, yeah, no, it's that whole situation as far as how do you get your pro license for Supercross, a feeder series, all of that. It's so fucked. They've done so many good things. I think the Supercross Futures thing is fantastic. I don't particularly like that it's for invite only. I think there should be facilities across the country where they hold qualifying races, that if you're not part of a team where you can get vouched for it, like, don't get me wrong, if you're good enough to be a star kid and you're riding at the farm, Star should be able to say, yeah, this kid's good. That's fine. I'm cool with that. That's fine. No problem.
Yeah.
People are vouching for you like that, right? The teams, because you're riding Supercross with the fucking teams anyway. But
yeah,
if you're Ethan, any of these other fast-ass local kids anywhere, Kansas, Michigan, whatever, doesn't matter. There should be these races. Maybe you only have them a couple times a year, and they come in, and cool, if you get top 10 in that or something, sweet, you can ride Supercross, and we will allow you to go do the futures or something needs to be done. They, like I said, they've done everything great. The futures thing is growing, which in my opinion is a fantastic amateur situation to get you ready. And I've heard they're going to expand it more next year, which I think is great because it should be.
Yeah.
But there's tweaks to that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, I think there should be a feeder series. I really, really do. Okay, cool. If it's got to be at hockey stadiums, fine, whatever. I don't like the tracks being that small. I'd much rather have even a rodeo stadium, like some of those bigger arena cross things that they have. I think those are cool, and they don't have a ton of seats, and they can't be that expensive to rent. So, like, that's fine. But whatever. Please do something. Please do something, because I think the system is broken right now. And again, I'm still cool with outdoors. You want to have 40 dudes on a gate and outdoors, and you want to let every Joe Blow plumber guy who keeps paying for his pro card every year to come in, no problem. Don't care. That's fine. But for the most exclusive type, the best, the premier dirt bike motorcycle racing on the planet, which is Supercross, needs to be just that, exclusive. And here come all the comments from all the core guys of how I'm a douchebag and I'm everything wrong with the sport, and I don't fucking care, because if you don't do shit like I'm talking about, the sport ceases to exist. They don't make fucking dirt bikes, and you have to go fuck yourself. How's that sound? Because there's nothing for you to do. So there's my shout out to all the core guys. I don't fully agree
with the take, but I do agree that the feeder series needs to be more improved. I guess it's true that at least there's a feeder series of the future MX, or not the futures or whatever. Yeah. But I do think that there needs to, I think I fully agree that there needs to be some sort of qualifying, like not area qualifiers, regionals, and Loretta's, but there needs to be some sort of qualifying process. Or I don't know, that I don't know. I just really enjoyed the fact that I got my Supercross points through AMSOR or whatever, called Red Line Arena Cross. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, Arena Cross.
Yeah.
To come through. And I think that, I guess technically the futures race the same track that we do. So it is a great feeder series, but it just needs to change a little bit to the point where it gives other people opportunities. I guess it just needs to be better explained, because like, but I'm in the sport, and there's so many people in the sport that don't understand how to get invited to it, or if it's an invite only, I think that's an issue.
Yep. It sure is, man. It sure is. And no one knows the path. No one I've talked to can tell me the path. I should have asked Daniel Blair this.
That's kind of crazy.
That is a bummer. I should have.
I mean, he would for sure know.
Yeah, I should ask him. Like, hey, what's the course for this if you're not on a team? Because it's fucked. It's really fucked. So. Anyway, all right, man. We've been at this a long time. Sorry, way longer than I told you we were going to be at, but that was a good conversation.
Right.
So, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it, man. Good luck at World Supercross here in a couple weeks. Maybe we'll get you on the show after the first round there, and we can talk about your thought. You haven't done World Supercross in 2 years. Have you done it under the new owners?
3. I think 2023. I don't think it was the new owner.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you were still with the Adam Bailey crew back then, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you're under the new owners, the billionaire people. Okay. All right. Sweet. So
I thought they were billionaires before. I don't know.
No.
I need to find some sponsors that have that kind of money.
No, that's a very interesting thing too. I listened to Adam Bailey did do a podcast with Chad Reed, and it's called Moto Business. You would love it. They talk about the business side of motocross and supercross. You should go listen to the one he just did with Chad Reed because it was very interesting. Very interesting. So you will like it. Listen to it. Text me after you do because there's a lot of things.
Chad Reed's podcast or Adam Bailey's podcast?
So it's Adam Bailey's podcast. He had Chad Reed on there. And they were talking
Gotcha.
about all sorts of ins and outs with stuff like Chad was talking about how like, oh, these people get hired by these companies to come in and tell us what we're doing right or wrong here with supercross and motocross. And then you get like someone who's a billionaire come in and say, hey, I think we should do this, this, and this. And these people that make $100,000 a year are telling these billionaires that they're fucking stupid. So that tells you everything you need to know about the moto industry. Hey man, I make $100,000. I know exactly what I'm doing with marketing. How much are you worth? Well, about $1 billion. Okay, cool. Yep, makes sense. So anyway, all right, man. Well, I know sleep's important, so we'll let you get to sleep over there because you're looking a little sleepy. So
Indeed.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Your water attract the train.
There you go. We will we'll talk to you in a few weeks, man, after first round of Worlds, all right?
All right. Sounds like a plan, my man.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Talk later.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. That's Kevin Moranz, everybody. Hopefully the conversation was interesting. Sorry this show has been a little bit different. But we having all in studio guest here is tricky sometimes. And going through and breaking down like the finishing order like we normally do just wasn't going to be a thing tonight. Everybody was kind of on some time schedules here, which is fine. Everybody's got stuff to do, so hopefully everybody liked it. Thanks to all our members who are watching. Currently I see lots of comments from Tim on there. Tim, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you being a member. Thanks to all our other members who are watching. I know Dreadful was in there. I saw David in there too. So this has been a fun show. I'm excited we can now do this. So hopefully we will be able to get some more people on. Some fucking fly, dude. Some bigger people on. Thanks to all our sponsors there. Nano X Treme, Gutter Worx, Alias MX, Complete Racing Solutions, The Armory by Holster Co., Flo Racing, TLR Coatings. There are merch links and links to all of those sponsors down below. If you haven't already, the easiest free way you can support us is to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Seth?
Yes.
Do you unmute yourself? There we go.
Yeah, there we go. What's up?
Thanks for coming in, man.
Of course.
Good job tonight.
Thank you.
We nailed this first try.
Yeah, first try.
Pretty much first try.
Close
Basically first try. So anyway, thanks everybody. This has been episode 346. We talked a little bit of Millville. We will see more. If you want to hear a lot of Millville talk, Wednesday Rewind with Eric Grondal, presented by Alias MX, will have way more Millville talk. With that being said, this has been episode 346, and we're out. Thanks for tuning into the Moto Aftermath show. If you guys like the show, make sure to give us a thumbs up there with that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a show update, a live show, or anything that we're doing here, because when we find out news, we will be on here bringing you our thoughts with it. Also, if you guys want to help support the show, join our members area. You'll get member exclusives, including live shows. You get to watch the show being recorded live, and you'll get all sorts of other member benefits. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Join the members area, subscribe. We'll see you all on the next one.